Oh, shit.
We've done it.
We did it. And also, I have the webcam on. I haven't used it in a long time now. Yeah, it's in that folder.
Okay, found it.
It's Ran. Is this the I Can't Go to MagFest support group? It is. I'm a little sad.
I'm not.
I mean, I'm not.
It's too anxiety.
I mean,
it's too much anxiety in that building.
I am and I'm not. Like, there's something, I don't ever get anxious about the idea of MagFest, despite the fact that it is so full of people that it's reasonable to be, if you have social anxiety like we do, to be like, this is a nightmare and I don't want to be here. Except my MagFest experience is primarily just, like, roaming around in, like, the back rooms where you're not supposed to go, which is much less people and much more. I get a lot of comfort from certain parts of the Gaylord National Hotel that people don't go to. And there's a bunch of stuff that I wanted to see, but it's not like, I mean, if I was desperate enough, even though I have no money, I could have just used my credit to be like, I'm gonna get a badge, because like I was very generously offered a room for free, which I'm still like, oh, dude, thank you. But also, I couldn't get a badge. If I wanted to go badly enough, I would have just used my credit card. But seeing all my friends there and all the things that I wanted to do and see makes me a little sad. Like, I wanted to play, at MIVS, they have the Sit and Spin Adventure sequel on display. And I was like, I want to play that. I want to play that so bad.
That does sound good.
There's this cool experimental 2DX thing at MIVS that's like, it's 2DX, but, analog, I guess? It has, like, strips of LED lights, like, hanging, and that's how it does the step chart. Step chart, it's 2DX. You know what I mean. But, it looks super cool. Also, I wanted to see Toxic Eternity, and, Kaiji Tang is there, and now I'm seeing that Vinesauce is there, and I'm like, fuck, man, I would have liked to meet Vinny. That would have been cool. Seems like a chill dude. But yeah, next year, maybe.
Don't do continue, hit load game.
Oh, right. Thank you. But yeah, it's been a few years now. I haven't been since before the pandemic, I think.
That one.
But I had been every year up to that point for like 10 years straight. So I'm like, I'd like to go back, I think. I want to volunteer. I mean, I would rather just work there to like get... I mean, if you work there, you get like access to a bunch of other stuff like the staff room and whatever. So like more places to hide and also a free badge. For the next year, which is why I didn't do it this year. Anyways, back to the fucking Ace Attorney with Daniel.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm sitting.
Sitting.
Yeah, that is the extent of what I am doing right now.
And I think we just started this new.
Well, we haven't even
started it yet because I was like trying to remember. I know
you know nothing.
We're about to be in
we're about
England.
To be in England.
So
we finished the second case. The third case. This is the beginning of the third case.
I've gone this far without exposing any of you Brits to my terrible English accent, but that is going to end here.
The rest of the game takes place in Britain.
Yeah, so. You're going to have to deal with my very not believable English accent. Sorry.
It's British, ain't it?
It's British, ain't it? Fuck, what was I was gonna remind... well, I should probably let you know in case you hear, like, random sounds, but I have, like, I did, like, the soundboard thingy for, like...
Oh, okay, I understand.
With, like, bits instead of tips or whatever, because...
Exactly
no, we don't ever do the tip thing anymore. Mm-hmm. So, like, I saw there were, like, panels where you could just put, like, tiny amounts of bits to do sounds. Mm-hmm. So that's there now. If it gets obnoxious, I'll turn it off.
We'll see.
Just so you don't get startled by random sound effects.
I mean, I'm sure I would have put two and two together seeing a bit, because it does let you know when people redeem it.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never used it before.
It says person redeemed bit roller.
Okay. We don't ever use bits on this channel. Until now. Fuck.
This is case 3. This is the beginning of case 3 from game 1. Like she hasn't started yet, so
yes.
It's going to be the intro. There will be the opening cutscene and everything.
That's why I'm getting all this out of the way, because we're about to go into a cutscene immediately. I feel like I'm forgetting something that I was gonna tell you, but it wasn't the thing about the bits. I don't remember what it was. Oh well, I guess we're starting.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool. Let's go to Britain.
Is it reverb fart? Because that's the best fart noise.
It is on there for like a lot of bits.
The late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the
Wait, are we about to do like Jack the Ripper?
Though the victim and the perpetrator
that would be something.
There were multiple.
Because Jack the Ripper killed hookers.
However,
I can think of ways they could do that and make it tamer.
That such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
I was gonna be like, gay? And I was like, no, but well, I guess he is single now.
Yeah.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
Don't be that impressed. Japan does railways better than anyone now.
This country is incredible.
Oh. Now I'm thinking about Professor Layton.
Yeah.
The vibes.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure.
I had to stop myself from just bursting into it. There's no place like London.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay. And welcome to the centre of the world, Great Britain's mighty capital, London.
London.
Oh shit, that's cool looking. The 18th of February, 9:21 a.m. The British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office.
Yeah,
this room is
not
so cool.
It's not intimidating in the slightest.
No, not at all. Why would you say that?
Not even a little bit. What an incredible place.
What? Are we like inside Big Ben? Like what's actually happening?
I don't know.
It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. I literally can't breathe.
This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress.
There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built a few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. Traditional Japanese buildings are fucking beautiful. I mean, I get, the grass is greener on the other side.
This is like super industrial, like holy shit.
I get it, but I have a preference.
Yeah, you have a preference. You're a huge weeb, the fucking doofus.
I just think that Japanese architecture is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
I mean, I love the steampunk shit that's going on here. Like, there's no way we're not inside Big Ben. Look how big that clock face is.
It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again?
This is the Lord Chief Justice's office, Naruhodo-san. In the Supreme Court of Great Britain.
Were you paying attention at all?
The Lord Chief Justice.
Okay.
We had instructions to report here at this time, if circumstances were different.
We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we'd arrived from Japan.
But Kazuma can't.
Because he's dead.
Yeah, he did.
He's so dead. He's never been so dead.
No. So instead, we're here in a different capacity. As envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death.
Yes.
And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done.
And then we can go sightseeing.
So, we'd have to return to Japan.
If we want to remain here in Great Britain...
I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour.
Because you can just do that with no training whatsoever.
Yes.
I mean, you just convinced the person.
Just lie.
Yeah, well, you're not lying.
Literally fake it until you make it.
Which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer.
Which is what I've been studying for.
Oh yeah, he's been studying this whole time, I forgot.
Yeah.
Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here. To have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way that we'll be able to remain here in London.
Don't fuck it up.
I hope I'm up to scratch.
The bar is fucking hard, my guys. Like,
good morning. Sorry for keeping you.
the way you said that reminded me. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh my god. Oh no, I'm immediately getting Gant vibes.
Frame one, I'm like, oh, he's gone.
It's start clapping and talking about swimming. Quick,
Yeah.
quick.
Oh.
Also, I love the they're like clock hands almost, or like a I don't know. It gives the vibes.
I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan.
Why does he have Griffith eyes? I can't.
It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do.
I mean, there's a lot to look at least.
How fortunate. So, introductions. I'm Mael Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. And I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot.
Come on, Mr. Naruhodo.
Don't be a mouse.
Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo, welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire. Yes, thank you.
Oh, I thought the frills on his sleeves were part of his gloves.
No, it's just definitely like a shirt.
Damn it. I was gonna be like, those gloves are great.
Yeah.
But you ruined it. Now I don't like them.
Now your gloves are dumb and
Yeah.
stupid and I hate you. And also
go
you
die.
also you did it.
Yeah, also, you're guilty. I mean, if you're gonna commit a crime, you might as well be the Chief Justice, you know what I'm saying?
That's what Gaunt was all about.
I know. So, tell me about London.
So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London?
It's mid.
This shit kind of gay. Help. been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city.
I mean, we came straight here. We didn't really get to
but
see
you have
much.
eyes.
Yeah, but like all we saw was from the carriage ride over, I guess.
Yeah, but
that's
you
not
could
much.
you could at least say that much. You
You're
didn't
like-
say shit. You said 0 things. In
Yeah.
fact. And in
We
fact,
were certainly
actually actively
in a-
pooped yourself instead as a response to this question. What do you think of London?
I mean, we certainly were in a carriage for like a few minutes. That was cool. This room is rad.
This room is bitchin'.
Bitchin'. Yeah, the suits of armor. We don't have those in Japan. Not at all.
It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Just make something up.
Oh?
We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station.
Yeah, she's nailing it.
That's literally all we saw. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm almost lost for words because I don't have that many.
She's killing this shit, though.
Yeah, she really is doing the whole fake it till you make it thing.
Yeah.
She's good.
She didn't shit her pants. I'm glad to hear you like it.
What if you really actually hated it? Like, would he still make you a lawyer if you rolled up and was like, yo, London is dog shit?
This place kind of stinky, though. Because, like, it do be stinky.
It do be stinky.
It do be stinky. City boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded.
Look, just because you did it first doesn't mean you did it the best.
Listen, he is in control of everything right now.
I mean, I guess. I'm just sitting here being like, I can't not think about Japan's bullet trains and be like, this ain't
but that
shit.
hasn't happened yet.
I know. I know it hasn't happened
Can't
yet.
take credit for a thing that is in the future.
But I'm just like, y'all have no idea that Japan is about to beat your ass when it comes to trains. You just don't know.
Oh, yes, astounded is the word.
Japan is just like, you made this? I made this. No, I know I know that London did. I know they did it first. It's just kind of dog shit in comparison, really.
Thanks for saving me there, Susato-san.
And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor.
You haven't been to a pub yet. If I know one thing about England,
Go fuck yourself!
is that pubs are rowdy. Also, sometimes even within the Supreme Court, they just get into brawls for no reason.
In the Parliament.
In Parliament. You're right.
In Parliament.
Not the Supreme Court, in Parliament. Which, so I'm like, maybe it would be beneficial if we did that here.
It'd be so sick.
Like, what if the Senate was just like meeting and they just started throwing hands?
I really wish we would throw hands more.
I kind of wish we would, yeah.
It's like we really.
They look at it and be like, that's barbaric, and I'm just like.
I think, like, things are so bad right now where we are that we would just kill each other.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had the proper build-up. And at this point, things are so bad that it would be like, how could you possibly? I'm just gonna kill you. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
like, don't pretend like shit in our government hasn't been fucking wild the past 5-10 years. Like, this feels like the natural progression of things, honestly, to just get into fistfights.
Be pro hand throwing, but the guy in front of Ryunosuke Susato will kick the shit. Yes,
Yeah, he probably would definitely
He is
kick.
also like way older than that.
Well, that and he looks kind of stacked. Like,
Yeah.
he could probably beat their asses 100%. But I wish that the people that I elected would just beat the shit out of people. Like, what did I vote for you for if you're not gonna fucking throw hands?
It's like seeing political ad. It's like, also I'm an amateur boxer. You're like, oh
Yeah,
shit,
oh
that guy fucked.
Yeah.
There's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we'll be hosting here in London.
I would pay money for Bernie Sanders to just kick the shit out
I
of
think
anyone.
Bernie Sanders would disintegrate.
I mean, yes, but what if he didn't? What if he?
What if he was ridiculous?
What if he was secretly ridiculous? Like you've seen some of Avatar, so you didn't finish it, but you've seen some of it,
I saw the
right?
first season.
But you remember Boomy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if Bernie Sanders was like Boomy? Like, he just looks like a 100-year-old guy, but as soon as you're like fucking money match me, he like fucking stands up straight and rips his shirt off, and he's got like a 12 pack. Like, that's what I want. AOC could probably throw hands.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually don't care about literally anybody else, because even if I voted for them, I don't like them.
Great exhibition? Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop.
All right.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, fuck Paris. I'm down.
Yeah, I was like, press X to doubt, but also,
fuck Paris.
It's like the old men in Street Fighter. Oh, or like the old granny in, is it Mortal Kombat or Tekken that the old grandma's in? She's like in the back, I think it's Mortal Kombat. She's like in the background, but you can like interact with the background or whatever when you're in the middle of a match, and that old lady just fucking destroys people.
Oh, you're talking about Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
I was like, I know you have to know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, because the interactables are a thing that's more recent in Mortal Kombat.
Okay. Yeah, that old lady...
What's up, RBM?
...is ridiculous. That old lady will kill you. Yo, RBM, what's up?
Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be.
I really can hardly imagine it.
Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world.
I said I was going to stop making fun of Great Britain, but when you keep doing this...
Stop. We have so much to get through.
I know.
Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set in our great empire.
He's making it so easy, Daniel.
Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun.
Like, stop making it so easy and I won't do it.
Nothing bad's ever gonna...
We've never done wrong and nothing bad will ever happen to us.
Lord Chief Justice?
Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I have a tangent about... Remind me. About, TikTok and India that I'm gonna get to later.
Okay. I think you were expecting a student of law for the study tour, weren't you? Absolutely.
I just want you to commit fraud and be like, it's me, I'm Kazuma.
Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves.
Yeah, that's me.
That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation.
Oh, well then it wasn't me. It's not me. That's not me.
I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news?
Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
The very sad news. I'm so sad.
They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that's true.
Yeah, that's still true.
It is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed.
If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart.
What do you have to say, madam?
It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal.
It's like, thanks, but I'm spoken for.
Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo, this is it then, the moment of truth. Lord Chief Justice Strong.
Yeah, he just immediately vomits on him.
The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead?
Man, Susato is robbed in this scenario. She should be the lawyer.
Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know?
That was very menacing.
Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country. And that was Mr. Asogi. At least that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man.
Mr. Naruhodo! Hello?
I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I gonna say? If there's someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's
Miss Sato. I know that y'all are fucking misogynistic as hell, but she's really the one that should be doing this, in my opinion. There's no way that she doesn't know the shit that you've been studying. She's been there the whole time. And, like, her background and whatever. And she's got the guts.
You cannot choose her.
I know, but I'm just saying, I want it. Hate all of y'all for just not letting women be lawyers back in the day.
Yeah. It's me. I can do it. Is that so?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... No qualifications, you say? And yet you still claim to be a lawyer?
Listen, I'm really good at bullshitting. You don't understand.
I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me, and I was the accused, but glossing over the details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying.
It is impressive that he represented himself and won. That never happens.
I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Buria. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training.
Yeah.
I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan.
You really want to wait another 50 days for them to send somebody else who's probably way more qualified?
Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey had only just begun. Coming here in the study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I know it must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me.
There's only one test. It's the bar.
Just one chance. That's all I'm asking for. Please!
Though this is Ace Attorney, they don't talk about the bar.
31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say.
I would say that's too brief, actually.
Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment.
Bro, what?
Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do? Are you firmly set on that path?
Why does this feel like a trap?
Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there all of a sudden?
Don't make a sex joke. Don't make a sex joke. Don't make a sex joke.
Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance.
What the hell?
A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really?
Okay, to be fair, I actually don't know when the bar exam first became a thing. Like, I assume it took a while for them to figure out.
It's Ace Attorney.
I'm trying to fit this in with Ace Attorney. Shut up. Back then, it's plausible to be like, the bar exam wasn't what it is now, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? I wish I could bullshit my way into job qualifications like this. I know, right? Just show up and be like, listen, I'm here.
Oh, you kind of can, though. This is really...
Not a lawyer. If you want to be a lawyer, you do have to go to school and pass the bar.
There's a lot of jobs you can kind of just walk in.
You can just walk in and bullshit some jobs.
A lot of, like, your jobs are just bullshit. Like, most things.
I mean, I didn't...
My job that I have currently, I was not qualified for in this lab. I'm still not qualified
I don't think any of the jobs that I've ever had at first, when I first walked in the door, I was qualified at all. Like, my first sewing job, I had only done cosplay on my own. I had no training. Didn't know what I was doing. When I was in radio... Oh my god, when I was in radio, I only got in radio at first because I knew somebody's mother who worked there. And then I got my internship doing radio commercials, which got me into broadcasting. You're supposed to have a broadcasting degree. You have to go to school and get an actual degree in broadcasting. But I walked in and went, hey, I want to learn how to do broadcasting. I'll record commercials for free if you teach me how to do them right. And my mentor, who I won't name because he worked for a company and might get in trouble for this, I don't know. But he was old school and he was like, yeah, all right, I'll mentor you. All right, cool, chill.
Hi, Fox.
Foxy! Hello.
My barbecue.
But yeah, sometimes you just walk in and you're just like, listen, I can do this, but you gotta let me. They'll just be like,
okay.
Or, you know, it helps to know somebody. I did not know anyone in those two radio things are separate. The guy that mentored me, I didn't know him at all, and I didn't know anyone that worked for that station. So I just walked in and was like, hi, can I work for you? And he was like, okay.
It is okay to be at the show, Fox.
Yeah.
So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course.
By any means necessary.
Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh?
He pulls out a gun.
Defend yourself. Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today.
Do I get any of the files?
No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news.
How?
Alright, have a cool time.
I mean, this is peak Ace Attorney.
This is the most Ace Attorney shit of all time.
Because it's like, I have to forget, because my experience with the law is like, anyone who's had any brush with the law knows that it's like, it's a years-long process, and nothing happens. You know the case back and front before you even set foot in a courtroom. This never happens. I'm actually kind of pissed that I was actually supposed to do jury duty this month, and they never called me in. No, I wanted to do it.
No, you don't.
Most people don't.
No,
I
you
do.
don't.
I understand
No,
it's boring.
You don't.
No, I do, because they pay you.
No.
They do pay you.
No, they pay you like $-.
They don't pay you $, they pay you some dollars.
They
And
pay you so little.
I am unemployed.
They
Well,
pay-
I'm
They
self-employed.
pay you so fucking little.
And after being in a courtroom on the witness stand, I have a really huge appreciation for people who are on a jury. So I understand it's boring. Most of it is you being there all day with nothing to do. I understand this. I understand that it's boring as fuck. However, I wanted to do it. I really did. I'm mad that I didn't get it.
Today?
I must be like the only person that was stoked to do jury duty.
Yes, correct.
Straight away?
If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. Alright, good luck, fucker. What could be simpler?
Good luck on your jury duty audition. That's the thing. They didn't even call me in.
2, and I'm going to be performing Popular from Wicked.
Popular. You're gonna be popular.
they didn't even call me in to be selected from the pool. Like, I submitted my application and they never got back to me. And then I went out of my way to get into the check my status in the database, and it was like, oh yeah, we didn't need you. And I was like, what? Come on. Like, they would have reimbursed me for an Uber ride, and also I would have gotten paid a little bit on top of that, which would have been great for me. It's not, you know, I don't have anything else to do right now.
How do I get myself into these situations?
Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart?
What do you... It's a patent case. No, it's a murder. It's always a murder. What do you mean?
Yes, good question. Oh, I remember.
Except for that one time when it was a heist, but, like, then it became a murder. It's always a murder.
It's a murder. I said it.
Like,
I'm not
has there ever been a time where it wasn't a murder?
There's one time.
Are you talking about Mask to Mask?
No,
because it became a murder.
I'm talking about Spirit of Justice, where the beginning of the 5th case is a...
It's also like a theft thing, right?
The beginning of the 5th... So the first day of trial of the 5th case is when you are Apollo and Athena versus Phoenix.
Right.
And it is more about, like, that's because you're versus Phoenix, it's more about, like, who has claim to this property.
Who has ownership over this thing.
Right.
But then there's murder as well.
That's a separate trial, not related to that.
But okay,
Okay. That is its own case. The Mask to Mask case turns into a murder trial.
Yes, I'll give you that they are separate.
So, like, the Mask to Mask case, you could argue turns from theft to murder, even though technically the game still counts them as 2 separate cases.
I don't.
In terms of, like, how the law... Because, like, you win that case.
Right.
And then immediately Godot's like, all right, we're
yeah,
going to
because
jail.
that's not what the trial is about,
Right.
so it has to be separate.
But I'm just saying, like...
No,
you
you're
could
right,
argue
you're
that
right.
It's, like, it's basically the same fallout because that, you know, it's a murder case, but it's the same defendant. But, like, in Spirit of Justice Case 5... You don't ever deal with politician ever again. He's just only for that.
I hate that guy so
that
much.
Guy sucks ass.
That guy sucks so much. I fucking hate politician. I mean, I hate all politicians, but especially
his
that
name
one.
Is politician.
Yeah. But yeah, it's with the exception, I'll give you that one. With the exception of that one case,
they're all murder trials.
They're all murders
Correct.
every time. There's never a malpractice case. Or, like, embezzlement, or patent fraud, or whatever. It's always murder. Always.
An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. That's easy to say. But I should mention, just in case. If the defendant is found guilty, he will, of course, be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception.
Oh yeah, they were still doing that at this time.
Presumably you read that much in your short C-based introduction to British law?
Oh no, capitalism. No. Different kind of capital punishment. Not nearly as bad as capitalism. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life. I mean, that's how it is in Japan now.
I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable.
Oh, okay.
But you can't do that, can you?
It's Great Britain, of course they can.
There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose.
Okay.
So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court? If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruto, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer.
I can't not see Gaunt when he does that. I keep expecting him to clap.
If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make that happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent.
We know the afterlife is real, so Asogi is just sitting here being like,
I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be?
it's like if Colonel Mustard ate Colonel Sanders. He also reminds me of, who is it? Someone from Final Fantasy. Zell, maybe? It's the hair.
The hair is Zell-ish.
Is it Zell or Belthier I'm thinking of? I don't know. There's a character I'm not thinking of.
What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? I said we'd do it.
Nah, let's go home.
No, please. This game is so good, please.
There are too many Final Fantasies, you're right.
All right, then. If I have to give you a decision now, I can't do it. I can't get the words out. 15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow.
Yeah, I'll give him that. That was too slow.
So, it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack the resolve to see them through.
This is why I should be a Susato.
The test is canceled. Thank you for stopping by.
Oh well.
Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Yes, Lord Strongheart.
His gloves are really bothering me. It's that little scrap of skin. Like, I want the ruff to be part of the glove. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like looking at it.
Bro, I'm gonna need you to get over it.
I'm trying.
Thank you for offering me a chance.
My wrist is itchy for him. Thank you! I'm not alone. I'm not crazy. Mr. Naruhodo, stop being such a huge pussy.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Sato, but what could I do?
It's alright, I guess. I understand.
You do?
No, not really.
It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madam?
Square up, bitch.
I think what Mrs. Sato means is that no matter how badly I like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at a trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment.
Okay, yeah, he's kind of spitting right now.
A lawyer may fight for his clients in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, was there something else?
It's about to be like, the game doesn't just end here.
It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful!
Yeah, that's bullshit.
But that is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this?
Seriously. Why does it have to be like this?
Please don't expect an answer to every question.
I take issue with it. I mean, I get it, because, like, that's
Well,
kinda...
she asked the question.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to answer every
He doesn't have to answer every question, but she was asking a fucking real question.
Oh, no, it is a fair question, but I'm just saying. The cold, hard truth of the matter. is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. I'm really his only hope? So, what do you say now, madam?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve.
Oh. Well,
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves. Alright, bye.
Okay, bye.
Alright, okay.
There he goes. He's gone.
The Old Bailey.
if we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once.
It's time to move!
So, what do you think we should do?
Do you think we should do it?
Like for real?
This is like the craziest thing. It's so happy. It's so crazy.
It's crazy.
Oh my goodness! Do you think we can
Oh,
stop
man.
for ice cream?
The fucking British police
Yeah.
uniforms. I love them, and their dumb hats. They're so
Yeah.
good.
I like that guy's mustache.
Oh yeah, no. Oh man, if you wear a uniform like that, you gotta have a mustache
the
like
guy
that.
on the left is fucking.
Yeah,
up.
he's fucking it up.
Maybe it's his first day.
That's true. Or maybe some people don't have the capacity to grow facial hair.
You know I can't grow a mustache.
Yeah, like sometimes they just can't.
It's hurtful to bring it up.
Thank goodness we're in time.
There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. How did we get here that fast?
Well, he said you can make it in 20 minutes, and I don't know if he said the trial starts in 20 minutes.
oh, okay.
I got you, man.
Yo, gotcha, man!
I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were gonna rattle loose.
Did you hear what I said to the driver when you climbed aboard?
This is a sticker!
Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver. And there's a guinea in it for you?
A guinea?
Guinea?
Yeah. I guess they did get here in 5 minutes. Never mind, I was wrong. It does start in 20 minutes.
That's insane that they got here in 5. How fast would that horse be fucking going? Mathematically, I have to know. I'm not gonna do the math. I just want to know. Yeah, what do you mean a guinea? What do you...
I mean...
Oh, it's one of my favorite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly. Do you even know what it is, though?
I mean, I'm not sure why you're pleased. I thought we were gonna die, and we had to pay gold for the privilege.
Yeah, I can only think of a guinea pig. Just fucking hand you a guinea pig. They are cute.
He's like, this is thing.
This is the cutest thing.
Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started.
Yes, I suppose there's that.
Also, we need to know the information. Hello, we... Going into the courtroom without any knowledge whatsoever.
No, the Phoenix Wright is great.
I mean, yeah, that is very on brand for Phoenix Wright.
That's great. Let's have a cool time. Let's just go with the flow. See what, get the drinks flowing, and
It's not how the law ever works, ever.
just fucking let's get this shit started. Woo!
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here. But there's no sign of him at all.
I just, in my brain, immediately goes Larry Butts, like, I'm gonna die! Send me to the chair!
So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in is grand.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
I'm feeling tense. That's all.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air. Almost as if the building itself is gonna crush whoever is about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed.
Yes. Whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
He's getting fucking hella bitches.
This is you.
This is me? Oh no, I can't do fucking. I'm not Jacksepticeye.
I don't know if this guy is. I guess he might be Irish.
Whatever.
You can just give him the New York accent.
Fucking top of the morning to you, madam. Yeah, whatever. If I can get away with doing a New York accent instead of a.
If it's
New
who I
York...
think it is, this should be the New York accent.
I mean, I'll do it.
Yes.
Oh, this guy's supposed to have a New York accent?
He is
Oh,
now.
shit. Okay, what are you doing following me here? Things are a fair desperate, aren't they?
I mean, what are you doing?
Well, yeah. What do you? How can you interpret that as anything other than New York?
I'm pretty sure he's very almost certainly supposed to be Irish, but
I can't. I can do a bad English accent. I can't do an Irish accent at all.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
He's New York now.
he kind of looks skulky New Yorkish. So.
He gives. I mean, he gives more Irish vibes, but he
Well, yeah,
does give the impression of an old mobster
Yes.
a little bit.
Yeah, that's why.
I'll roll with that.
Sorry?
I can run with that. It's like I said, I can slip into a New York accent as easily as I breathe.
This is who I was intending for you. to get
Okay,
New York accent.
I can work with that. Just look at those expressionless faces. You're from the East, are you?
We're from Japan, yes.
Ah, Japan, is it? Right. Say no more. So, how much do you need? Make me an offer.
No, we're just here because...
No need to explain, fella. Been there myself. Yeah, he's supposed to be Irish.
Yeah.
But I can't do that. So, I have. No place to go. Nothing to eat. Barely a penny to your name. And all the while in a strange, faraway land.
Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no.
That's... Oh my god, the way... It's a JoJo facepalm.
What? Oh, this game is nothing but JoJo.
Oh my god. That's the most JoJo thing I've ever seen.
This game this game feels like everyone the person was like every character is a JoJo character pretty much.
You mean, really? He's grand. He's grand. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. Oh, okay. I guess that just means money.
It's money. It's a type of slang for money.
Yeah, all right. That's fair. 1,000 guineas?
Please, Mr. Zato, you don't have to shout.
Oh, sorry. But 1,000 guineas it's enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
What?
That's so much money! Wait, are you telling me this shit was mocapped?
I'm pretty sure it's not mocap.
Yeah, it doesn't look mocapped, but the poses are great.
The poses are very JoJo's.
I mean, I could see some of, like, maybe, I don't know. No, I think this is just really good animation.
It's just animation.
It's nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather any rainy day, you see. Enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over.
Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ugh! Hit me in the eye!
Now, don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving you no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me.
Oh?
Now, to be honest, it's a little embarrassing. The trial that's about to begin, you see, is, you know, for my good self here. I'll be in the dock. So, now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now.
Oh, well, the thing is...
Oh, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial's gonna start without me having any kind of representation at all.
So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't just making it all up.
This has some implications considering he's supposed to be Irish.
Oh, yeah.
I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but does that mean that you're the defendant in this trial?
What? Yeah? Now, bluster and blazes, do you not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names?
With this accent?
Are you kidding me right now? You don't know who I am?
Sorry, we've only just arrived in the city, you see.
I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Okay. We're doing Jekyll and Hyde things. Is that gonna come into play later too, I wonder? I'm just pulling up like every old...
There is a place called Hyde Park.
Yes, but I'm also like, Ace Attorney would do that though.
Yeah, I know, but Hyde Park is just a place.
I know, but there's no... I'm thinking about like them being like, we're setting an Ace Attorney game in London. What can we do?
Yeah.
What's the most fucking British shit of all time?
Well, the most British... Like, the game, like, all the cases are loosely kind of, like, in air quotes, loosely based off of Sherlock Holmes cases.
Oh, they all are?
Well, for the most part.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's because the...
I'm cool with that, too.
The Speckled Band is a Sherlock Holmes
Yes,
case.
that I caught on to. I'm not the biggest Sherlock Holmes
There's
aficionado.
There's at least a good chunk of them, if not all of them.
But I'm aware of a lot of, like, you know, the Speckled Band, I know.
Speckled Band, yeah, you'll see.
Yeah. Anyways, just next to Hyde Park in the center of London is another beautiful park.
Sorry? A park? What?
It's called McGild Park. Gilded. It's gilded.
McGilded.
McGilded. It's full of blossoming flowers in the spring, singing birds and whatnot. You know. I love this post so much. Yeah, I donated it to the city. So I did. An entire park in central London? Yeah, that's money. Is that supposed to be a Monet painting in the background?
It might be.
A city of smiles. That's my vision for London. Oh, that's literally my name. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city, and it's... Quare, I don't know what that word is. What is that word?
I mean, brother, just say what you want to say instead.
I don't know. Somebody tell me what that word is.
I really want to hear you say queer.
Queer.
I really want to say...
Oh, shit. That'll just make it more Italian.
Yeah.
Like more of an Italian mobster. So queer.
No, I just mean like he's just New York. He's just like, hey, I'm this queer old city.
Yeah.
I think it is queer.
Is it really?
I think it might actually be queer.
Oh, okay. Like, you know, in the old sense of the word queer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary.
But now they have the gall to say that I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded.
See, that's why I wanted to give you the...
Yeah, like, I get, he's definitely Irish. There's no doubt in my mind.
100% he's Irish. But also, in New York, there is pretty...
There's some of this, like...
Irish
I just have to make some certain tweaks here and there, but it still fits weirdly.
Yeah.
What's the matter with the London police, I ask you? You kidding me right now?
Alright, don't pass out.
Mr. Naruhodo, perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath?
Good idea.
Justice for Susato. She should really be the one doing this.
Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. He just died. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best.
What was I have to say, you daft idiot? I don't know whether or not, I mean...
It's supposed to be idiot. So,
yes, but
that's
I'm
Irish.
very familiar with the word idiot. Like, I know... People even say that here.
Yeah.
Given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I?
Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Yeah, my man's teleported into our upright position.
Right? I think I see what's going on here.
Sorry?
I know what you're thinking. This chancer of a fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did. That's the only explanation. Well.
Well.
Yeah, exactly. No.
You can do whatever the fuck you want. Not at all. Although, it is a little strange, to be honest.
No, not really.
Why you don't have a lawyer? I mean, me going in court wearing my Susato for president.
Yeah! That would be me. See, that would be the fault of the Reaper.
Sorry? Did he just say Reaper?
Yeah, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Baruch Van Zykes.
I think it's
Zeeks?
I think it's Zeeks. It could be Zykes. I actually don't. I mean, I said Zeeks in my head when I read it. But
what Japan does with vowels first, always, because I'm a fucking weeb.
I think it, but he's British.
I know.
So.
I know. That's why I probably fucked it up.
I think it's Zeeks, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably right. Zoinks! Lord Baruch Van Zoinks! Like he's the prosecutor, Scoops! The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? Like the real one? When Van Zeke stands for the prosecution, they call his accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. I'm basically a dead man walking.
What?
So, it's reached a desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against this fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness. Lord Baruch Van Zoinks!
Zoinks!
He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Or a very corrupt one.
Yeah, talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed.
Cursed? What on earth?
Oh shit, the defendant's summoning it.
Ah shit, the defendant
shit.
summoned and his counsel.
And his counsel.
Please make your way to the courtroom. We're British.
We're British, the trial's about to begin.
British. His counsel. That would be me.
It's like, let's go grab a pint.
We're British. I like the idea of these throwaway guards just being like the worst voiced guys.
Yeah,
their accents change.
Yeah, we're British.
Come to the courtroom. We're British. We're British in there. Come to the courtroom.
Biscuits and scones.
You're gonna have some crumpets.
The Queen.
Queen, you like tea, right?
Right.
Oh
yeah, tea time.
I can't believe these two fuckheads, like, the worst people.
Yeah, they're like,
You're like,
not
dude,
even. Dude,
like,
what?
You're ruining the fucking scene, man.
So whatever, we're not getting paid enough to deal with this shit.
Yeah, no, I like
It's
that
slowly
they're not,
getting more Aussie,
that
yeah.
they're not consistent. They're just like these, like they hired two extras for the scene, but they're not. Really,
they're like, we're getting paid like $50, but we have to be here for
so
the whole
everyone
day.
else
We're
who's like,
tired.
we're all acting like all the voice reading we're doing. We're trying to act it out as best we can, and then these two guys just suck at
Phone
their
it
job.
in, 100%.
We're British.
Yeah, I love that it's getting more Aussie because I'm also terrible at doing an Australian accent, but whenever, like, for some reason, whenever I get into doing English, somehow I always slide closer to the Australian side of things.
Australia.
But when I try to do an Australian accent, I can't.
It's impossible. The moment you're just like, we try to be Australian, you're like the most British you've ever been in your entire life.
It's so
You're like,
weird.
I didn't even know I could do a British that good, but the problem was I wasn't trying, so it wasn't good. It was just bad Australian.
Yeah. It's so fucking weird. Yo, Kyle, what's up? How's it going? Huh, okay, well, it's time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. Or else.
Oh, yes. But I don't know anything about the case.
That's on you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
You haven't told me what happened.
Well, see, I killed the guy. Until you showed your face here. I'd made up my mind. So I had. I know that that's supposed to be an Irish thing, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Sorry?
Decided I had to defend myself in there.
How would that have worked? You literally have done it.
Literally, you just did that. But then you made an appearance. Student of law, wouldn't you know? That's crazy, right? It's no accident, I can assure you of that. This is fate. So don't you get cold feet now. Please.
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 Please, actually, I'm gonna die.
I'm literally gonna die if you don't do anything about this. My weekend plans got canceled because my friend came down with a cold. No! That was like us last weekend.
It was, yes.
Eee.
Where I had some type of ailment where I don't know what the fuck
Yeah,
happened to me.
because like I'm assuming you took the test to know that it wasn't the big C, right?
It was not COVID, and
Because that's what happened to me over Thanksgiving, right?
Basically, I felt like I had, like, I felt feverish, and my body was like, my body temperature was all over the place. So I was either freezing or on fire. And so like, and then my brain like just could not function. Like my brain, I was so feverish where like my brain just could not function as a unit.
Yeah, exactly.
So like all of Thursday last week, I slept for like 24 hours straight. And then
This sounds like the same thing I
and
had.
then Friday, like basically just like on and off throughout the day, I was like sleeping pretty much the entire day. And then Sunday, Saturday I thought I was feeling better, and then Sunday, all of a sudden I felt like I was dying. So I went to the ER, and I was having like the worst panic attack I've ever had.
Yeah, thankfully, I mean, I've also been having some bizarre panic attacks the past couple of months.
Weird.
But it wasn't super, I don't think I would call it as connected to the illness that because around Thanksgiving was when I got sick, and it was like the same symptoms. It beat my ass worse than COVID did. But I also took the test, and it wasn't the big C, and so like, but it was so sick, in like a nondescript way.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what I had, and I
couldn't really make it I couldn't really convey
it was really,
how it was.
Really strange.
It was very weird. But then like I got better, and then like a few weeks later, I had like the worst anxiety attacks of my life, where I was like, I think this isn't anxiety. I think this is actually a heart attack.
Yeah, that's essentially what happened to me Sunday.
I almost went to the ER, but I didn't because I'm poor. And I don't have insurance.
I have to pay a lot of money for the ER visit I went to.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But I mean, I just told everyone in the house, and I was like, just so you know, if I die, I had a heart attack. And they were all like, okay. I mean, Sid knows anxiety, so he was just kind of like, this is probably anxiety, and like sat me down and just helped. Mm-hmm. But I mean, otherwise it was just like, all right.
I just realized this soundtrack right now is like kind of on point for
it is basically. But yeah, I've had anxiety before, but that was probably the worst panic attack of my life. But I don't know if I would connect it to the sickness, because, like, you know, circumstances lately.
I don't know if it was connected to the sickness for me either. I
don't know. You're making me think twice about it, because, like, I got better first, but also, and I was like, well, circumstances in my current life, it would make sense that I would have, like, a delayed reaction to that, because whenever I have anxiety reactions to life circumstances, it's always delayed. Like a couple months later, my body is like, I'm falling apart. It's because of all the panic from a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. So I figured that's what was happening. But now I'm like, it's weird that we both had the same thing happen.
Yeah, fucking. I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. I would like to get a drink. But when we switched to the court,
yes, yeah. But also I'm just like, he hasn't really given me any indication of his innocence.
He offered to pay you.
Shady.
He seemed shady.
He tried to bribe me. I don't know anything.
He tried to pay you.
Yeah.
He was trying to pay a random person. He thought you were just a random dude.
I thought I was a random dude.
So he was just trying to pay someone
to just be there.
So that he looked like he had a lawyer.
I don't know any of the circumstances of the case. So why would I have any reason to believe that you didn't kill a guy?
You have to defend him, though.
I guess.
Mr. Naruhodo,
The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself.
I guess his personal circumstances
He
make
has
him
his own
sympathetic.
trauma. He has his own trauma.
Yeah,
Yes. Something that Cosimo would never have allowed to happen.
I guess. But also, what if he did it? I mean, Matt Ungard is in my brain right now.
Counsel for the defense! What are you doing? We're British!
Where you going? What are you doing?
You taking your sweet ass time, love.
I want to go down to the pub and get a pint.
Go play footy later.
I just love them being the worst British people of all time.
Late for the start. Try and lose your right to stand British.
Yeah.
These are my favorite guys.
Just like, are those guys okay? What if they're like Russian spies, but they're putting on they're like trying their best, but they're just not. They just can't.
I love them so
Oh fuck, I skipped a line.
I was just like, I'll be right there.
Okay, it was like
I'll be right there.
literally.
Yeah.
It's happening in it.
It's happening then. My first trial in a British court.
British.
I hope you're watching over me, cuz. Because I have no idea how I'm gonna manage this. You're reverbed. You were reverbed.
I regret nothing. I regret nothing.
I need to get a drink.
Yeah. This is a good place. Hang on. We're gonna take a... Wait, let me get the music going first.
Yeah.
18th of February, 10 a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. There it is. There's the Look, the old lady from fucking Mortal Kombat is there. She's gonna kill you.
So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court in Japan.
I guess, whatever.
There's fire.
Yeah, there's literally just fire happening, I guess.
It feels both imposing and serene at the same time.
Serene is not the word I'd use.
There's like stained glass, so maybe.
That's not... I mean, stained glass makes me think about the church, which does not make me feel serene.
Some people find it serene.
I suppose, yeah.
The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yes. What?
You're kind of freaking out. Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again.
You look like you've literally shit your pants.
I know, but I just can't help it.
Oh, he's a vampire.
Oh, he's a vampire.
Shit.
This is the British judge.
I kind of love him. Oh no. I don't know if I can do the judge, but also be British. I just don't know if I can.
He's the judge.
He's just the judge. He's gonna be the judge every time.
He's just the judge. You can keep him the judge.
Cool.
He's still the judge in terms of, like...
I'm gonna save first as well, because I haven't in a minute. That's way too much effort. You're right.
He's still the judge. He'll be the judge in terms of reactions as well.
And
he's
I
the judge.
just love the bit that the judge, no matter what, is always the same. Like, because I think I've never strayed from the judge voice, even when it was like the Canadian brother.
The Canadian brother. Yeah.
Like, some people do.
Well, yeah, because he says, like, hoser. But...
Yeah. Then, you know, like, during the Sean Chiplock streams, they, like, cast a different guy for the Canadian judge, and he was, like, authentically a Canadian dude, and he was great.
Oh, that sounds awesome, actually.
Or at least, I don't remember if he was Canadian or if he, like, had a friend that was, like, a close friend that lived in Canada. But either way, his Canadian accent was on point. Mm-hmm. I only have one judge voice. It's the same judge voice every time. Just the 30-year-old woman with marbles in her mouth trying to sound like an old man.
Yeah. I would, like... Yeah, he's more jolly-ish sound. It's just because of his beard. His beard is less jagged.
He looks like
and
Santa
is
Claus.
more like, yeah, Santa Claus. So that's cool.
All right.
But I'm gonna get a drink.
Yeah, hang on a second. We're gonna take a quick break. I'm actually gonna switch over to the.
We'll be right back.
I guess this. Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, go get some snacks. Perhaps a carbonated soda. You know, the Kung Pao bit that no one gets whenever I do it. Be right back. Oi, what's on the telly?
What's gonna be on telly later? Can I borrow £5 on British?
It's so hard for me because I just like want to keep going. Like, in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, and I hereby declare this court to be in session.
I've been doing this the whole time.
I'm never gonna get tired of doing
I
it.
can't stop.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen. This is my judge voice. Do you like it? I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Kind of name.
That's Let me know if I ever need to do the judge voice, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I mean, we'll see. We just started,
Yeah.
but I might take you up on it.
Yeah.
I will now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. You know how it goes.
The prosecution is fully prepared.
He really is vampire.
He's vampire. He's Dracula.
Dracula.
Oh, uh-oh.
Wait, were we...
No. I think I tapped it and untapped it, so we were fine now.
Oh, okay.
That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld.
I'm trying to remember the prosecutor for the Leighton crossover. I have a feeling.
He's a knight.
Okay.
Think like Lancelot.
Which one of the ones is the one that does the thing where they put their fucking leg out onto the table and has the wine glass?
This is him.
I keep confusing him with the guy from the Leighton crossover. I've
No.
seen this guy before.
I've shown you this guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've seen him before you even showed him to me.
Yeah.
Because in my brain,
this guy's
I've like
extremely extra.
I'm gonna have to see the fucking guy from the crossover because like in my brain,
think like Lancelot, like.
well, when I think of a knight, I think of like a guy who has like the helm on and everything.
Okay, but he's not. So he's not wearing the helm. Think of. Without.
I can't remember what his face looks like. Because in my brain, when I think about it, I
The
just think
problem
about
is
this guy.
I want to tell you to think of a Grand Blue character, but you don't know what that is.
Yeah, no, I don't. He had red hair.
He had like red hair. He had like red, sort of generic, spiky anime hair.
Fuck, I can't. It's like not coming back to me. I don't know why my
He's not
brain
that
decided
memorable. He's
to
not that memorable as a prosecutor.
replace him with this guy.
But he has a sword.
Yeah.
He has like a broadsword.
I thought I remembered him being mega extra, but I think my brain...
He is actually. He has a sword. He's like. like
So does, like, Blackwell, you know? Like, so
yeah,
like,
but Blackwell is one of the most extra. You chose the most extra prosecutor.
He kind of is, yeah. I don't know. They're all
You
pretty
chose
extra,
just a
but
prosecutor
Blackwell
who
is...
breaks his cuffs and then sends his bird at you, and then also,
Yeah.
instead of saying objection, he goes silence.
Silence.
And you're just like, oh,
Man,
okay,
I love Blackwell.
Blackwell
He's
is
so
the best.
good.
I have a vivid picture of him. He just looks like generic anime knight.
I think it's just because this place takes place in London that my...
No, this has
This
has a lot of the same vibes.
Yeah, it has the same, like, the jury system thing.
And it also has the multiple witnesses on the stand, which is from
yes.
is also the same.
And so, like, this guy is so also, like, very European looking that, like, in my brain, I've just replaced that guy with this guy in my brain. Way before you ever showed me anything about him.
Mm-hmm.
Just that animation of him putting his leg up on the fucking... on the desk with his fucking wine glass. Lives in my brain rent-free.
You're gonna see a lot.
Yeah, I need to remember what this guy fucking looks like. Ah! Okay, now I remember.
You see what I mean?
Yes. The judge does look like Santa Claus.
He does he does
Merry
look like
Christmas.
Takami's experience making that game inspired this game. I can totally see it.
I mean, I think it took everything that was really interesting, because those were really interesting mechanics. I think they were well executed.
That game was great.
I think it's shown, like, this series is really, like, shows, like, how fun it is.
It's super unfortunate that there isn't a lot of online content relating to the crossover because it was on the 3DS, which was a notoriously annoying game to capture.
Yes, unfortunately.
And even in emulation, that's one of the games that didn't get enough attention for it to be emulated properly. So there's not a lot. It didn't get a lot of exposure on the internet.
Yeah.
Which is really unfortunate because it's so good. It's a really great game.
That's what these games end up. I think this game does them justice.
Yeah, I can already kind of see it.
Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English?
Perdón, no hablo inglés. Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry.
Ego. Whoa.
Bitches don't go to...
Ka. Bitches what don't go to school.
I learned that from a friend. But he asked if the defense was ready. And I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Those eyes please me, Nipponese.
I was like, oh, hey. And then I went,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
Yeah.
You gotta stop that.
Yeah. You're like, that's a hate crime.
But it's not like this wasn't how England was and is. But also, bro, stop.
They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage.
This is the weirdest racism I've
The
ever seen.
quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. Ugh, a cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes. Damn, he kind of just bodied your shit.
Yeah, a little bit. And now, Mr. McGilded.
Yeah? What do you want?
The fuck do you want?
You think I'm gonna say my lord with a New York accent? It's not in my vernacular. Get out of here.
You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner?
What do you mean by that? Yeah, as I've always said, it's a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. I don't appreciate your weird racism. Even if this fella is a student from some little island off in the Far East.
Damn, I'm racist, actually.
Yeah. It's not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance. I mean, is it not? That's what I meant to say. I can read. I like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud.
Listen to Mr. McGill.
What a fine gentleman London has in him.
He donated £5,000 to the government the other day.
Mother, may we please go play in McGilded Park? I warned y'all. It's gonna be like this the whole game.
So cute. I'm so excited for this game. This is the best shit ever. Oh my God.
I'm glad that I'm playing this with you. I don't know if it would be as fun if I was playing this by myself. Oh man, I wish Sid was here. He's busy right now. It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. That's a good sign.
It's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words.
You better believe it.
I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him.
Have you heard this judge? He's mega racist. Do you think that fucking Irish people are treated any differently at this time?
Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded. Most laudable sentiments. Now.
No, I don't know if this game would ever touch on that, because I don't know how much Japan... Because, like, even I didn't know about this shit until past, like, 5 to 10 years. It's not really stuff you learn about in school.
No, not really.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you.
Oh my god, the guy with the knife is so fucking extra.
Yeah.
That you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed?
That the second chick and the left, like, looks as impartial as anyone could possibly be.
She looks annoyed that she has to sit there.
Yeah, she does not care about anything at all.
Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready.
I love that.
At the manor, his lordship always said we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree. I also just do not care.
Ha! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me.
I've got important shit to do. Oh my god.
I'm drunk.
How is this allowed?
I feel it chill.
My brain just went, I feel chill.
I feel chill.
I feel chill as fuck, dude.
I feel chill.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. I must finish these mitts for my grandson.
I'm not paying attention at all.
Mr. Naruhodo, those people are...
The jury, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet, or will ever get, apparently.
Except for that one time. We did it once,
Yeah,
and
you
then
got to
never
go,
again.
Boop.
Yeah. I'm loving how almost all your juror voices are the same ones I did. I mean, they give the vibes.
They have the
They
vibe.
have vibes.
Yeah, they had, you know.
That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors.
That guy looks like he's gonna kill every juror.
Seriously, how are you allowed to have a knife and also
it's a
alcohol?
Switchblade. It's a switchblade. The
Still.
alcohol, I'm less surprised by, to be honest.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Because remember, he's drinking wine in court.
That's true, yeah. Also, I mean, jurors. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about, like, the jury system in general. As much as I wanted to be a part of it, it's also kind of up to how much... I like learning about the law. I'm weird. People don't do that.
That's correct, yeah.
The average juror does not know shit about the law, and also, like, they just have a lot of inherent biases, which wouldn't be as much of a problem were for the fact that most of those biases are also mega racist. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I would say I think this game addresses that.
That's good. They should talk about those things. That's important commentary to have. Also, like, my one experience with being in front of a jury was, like, most of them were attentive and paying attention to the stuff, but we still wound up with, like, a hanged jury because one guy was, like, super against the fact that the victim in the case smoked pot sometimes, which had nothing to do with the case. So that can just happen, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, the judge passes the sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense and also bias. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view.
But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict?
I'm not gonna get into it.
It's not how it happens in this game, regardless.
Really? Because, I mean, like, you said they touched on the racism thing.
Right, but you'll see.
Okay.
It's not... Remember, first of all, there's 6 jurors and not 12. And it's like they're saying that it's a dual system, therefore the judge has equal amount of power as the jurors.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, you can interact with the jury, which is not a thing you're allowed to do in real court.
You will be interacting
Like,
with the
you
jury.
can address the jury, but you're not allowed to have feedback back and forth. Like, the jurors are not allowed to just be like, I'm testifying now, I'm on the stand. You know, like, that's not a thing. Yo, what's up, Sicey?
Hey, Sicey.
I'd be more excited about my jury duty next week if they paid enough to cover my gas money and more. That's literally what they offered me.
No, they don't.
They did, though. I put in the exact mileage to where I was, and they were like, we'll compensate you and also pay you this. And also, the courthouse isn't far from my house.
It's not. I do agree with that.
The way that it was for me in my specific circumstance, I would have gotten at least something out of it monetarily.
No, Sicey, this is a completely new case. We are defending someone we have no idea what is happening in the case. We have been told zero information.
Apparently, it's a murder case, but we don't know anything about this murder.
Yeah.
Just that the guy we're defending is mega rich.
Let me try and sum it up as quickly as possible for Cicey. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah,
Cicey,
no.
okay, so we got to Britain, and then we got to the chief prosecutor, and we were like, all right, I know the guy who was supposed to be a lawyer is dead, yo, but can I be a lawyer instead? And he's like, all right, here's a test, B. You gotta defend this motherfucker in court right now. And we're like, oh, shit,
like,
dude.
right now.
And then that's where we are.
Yeah, that's where we are.
Yeah.
I don't bother with mine. What the fuck? How, are they gonna find me? I can't control the mail. I'm just desperate for any situation. I would be given plasma right now if it wasn't for the fact that I have low blood pressure and can't because I would faint. That I don't know, but... That and I do have an interest in the law, sort of. With the stipulation that the law is fucking really rigged against certain people. But, you know... You're just laughing.
We can't talk about this for every time that we think about a courtroom in this game because we're in the courtroom a lot, Kemi.
I can't help it. It's relevant because I literally was just fucking drafted. I know, but like right now specifically, I'm supposed to be on a fucking jury, but I'm not.
Hell yeah.
It wasn't the case last time. Cicey, please.
Fuck yeah, my guy. Dap me up.
Dude, that would be big money if I was allowed to donate eggs because I have tried. But they were like, what's that? Anxiety runs in your family? We can't have that. No. I'm like, what? You mean anxiety, the most common thing that people have? Are you kidding me right now? I should have lied, but I didn't. No one told me that you were supposed to lie. Because, like, it's not like...
That's really what they should teach you in school.
No, but hear me out, right?
No, I'm not joking.
Most people have, like, history of, like, a lot of cancers in their family. I don't really. Like, my family history as far as, like, health stuff is pretty good, actually. But when it comes, you know, anxiety, it's a thing. So I just didn't lie. And they were like, yeah, we can't have that. So... That was like a couple $100 that I lost out on. I'm not having kids anyway. Just take them. I don't want them.
Please.
Fucking pay me. I'm not having babies.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll become clear as the trial progresses, I guess.
Yes.
I'm so mad. I'm so mad about it.
Prosecutor Van Zeeks.
My lord.
It's been a number of years since we've seen you in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounced your fame.
I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say.
Were you sleeping in a coffin the past 10 years or some shit? What's happening?
But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. You know, 'cause Dracula.
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 Dracula. When I get Bezos rich, don't worry, Kemi, I'll buy your eggs. That's a weird gesture, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Fucking pay up. Where's the check at?
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not going to use them.
What brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware?
I leave that to your imagination, my lord. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback?
I'm sensing a vendetta.
Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo.
Either that or he had a crush on my boyfriend and didn't, you know, the whole dying thing.
Remember that the reason the Gilded has no lawyer is because he's the prosecutor, so he chose to prosecute before you even were a factor.
Ah. Well, but Kazuma was. Initially.
But Kazuma wouldn't necessarily need a test on arrival.
Good point.
Kazuma's here in a work-study capacity.
All right, well then vendetta it is. He just really fucking hates this guy. Vampire Hunter D looking ass.
Yeah.
Dude, that movie's so good.
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please.
Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity.
He really gives Von Karma vibes.
We must be the only ones in here who aren't aware. The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. Hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice Fired Mason.
Oh, fuck, that's not good. You never want a name like Thrice Fired. Mason's a good name for a bricklayer, but
Yeah.
Thrice Fired? Bro, what's going on? What was happening in your life?
Sorry, Thrice?
He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. Do you remember that Game Boy that survived the bombing explosion or whatever? It's like that.
He made that, actually.
Are you telling me a Mason thrice this rice? Shut the fuck up.
I'm in awe of Saisi sometimes. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time.
Damn, they just left the knife right in him and everything.
A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death.
If I know Ace Attorney, it's not. That knife was put in after the fact, so help me God.
Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officers at Scotland Yard.
Thank you, counsel. I shall accept this and the photograph as evidence. We already have a photograph to look at and laugh.
There it is! Oh, there we go! And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well.
I was expecting the knife, but okay.
And, these are... Well, good lord! Is that blood, counsel?
He really is just the judge.
Yeah, you're presiding over a murder trial.
I mean, what did you...
What did you... Why are you so surprised that evidence that might be submitted might have blood on it? Someone died, the judge.
When people die, they bleed sometimes.
It's really, I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene.
Yeah, you know what? That blade, the dagger that was in him, that was a nice looking knife. I'm just saying, that looks like a nice knife. I could see it being walking by and being like, "Ooh, nice knife. This is mine now." Yoink. I mean, I might.
These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested.
Okay.
What?
Is that all you got, though? Because if that's all you got, that is weak.
Mr. McGilda's gloves had blood on them?
Question number A. Was the blood tested?
Let's find out. I don't know.
I will accept these as evidence as well. There sure is some blood. I wonder who it belongs to.
How did I get into this?
Question B. What did the blood taste like?
I'm backed into a corner before I've even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not good.
You're like, bring it on, and then more facts came to light. And you're like,
shit.
Oh, bro.
Come on.
I was hoping my confidence would make you back down, and
But also, I mean, like, it's either, the carriage driver is guilty, or the carriage driver knows the person who is guilty and is just lying. Or didn't see him, I don't know. But probably he's lying.
let's find out.
You gotta wear your murder gloves before you murder, it's true.
This reminds me of a Norm Macdonald bit from Weekend update regarding O.J. Simpson.
Oh my god.
Which Norm Macdonald famously did not hold back on any of the O.J. Simpson stuff.
Yeah, the O.J. Simpson stuff was bull. I can't believe that shit flew in a court of law.
Literally, when
I
he
cannot
got,
believe
when he
it.
got acquitted, Norm Macdonald's joke was, "Breaking news: murder now legal."
Really serious. That's a prime example of a jury who doesn't know shit. Because the whole like, if the glove does not fit, you must acquit thing. Like, how would the average layman know shit about leather and how it shrinks and whatever? You know what I mean? Like, that was totally a case of like, you're just relying on people with average brain smarts to know shit about how leather is. Anyway.
Yeah, Norm Macdonald is a fantastic comedian. Only 2?
Yes! Yo! Mr. Q with the
Nice.
69 months. Nice.
Obviously, one of those passengers was a deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason.
That's awesome. Thanks, Mr. Q, for your 69
Thank you so
months.
The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded.
You know what? I've seen a lot of these animations before, but that one's probably my favorite. Look at that face. Oh my gosh.
He rules.
This pose is everything.
He is a cool prosecutor.
I want to draw that later. What an excellent pose.
Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you?
Nah, I don't say anything, Your Honor. Nah, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing.
Mr. McGilded!
To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. Whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it. I was fucking sleeping. I mean, I used to do that too when I was younger.
Black Quill is probably still my favorite prosecutor, but Grand Malzeeks is very good.
Yeah, I think Black Will's my favorite too. It's close, because Godot's up there as well.
Godot is up there. Black Quill, I think
Black Will I love more, just barely.
I think Black Quill is executed brilliantly.
Yeah. Like, he does what Edgeworth was supposed to be, which was the samurai thing.
Yeah.
That and like his whole thing with Athena, he's like, the tragic backstory is so flawlessly executed.
I think Black Quill is really, really well done. And he's
fucking
also
love
super
him.
cool and interesting, and just
And he has a
fun.
bird.
It's fun to like argue with, which is like really important.
And he fucking tries to kill you in the middle of court all the time.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
And just goes, silence.
Silence.
He's so good. I love him.
You're like, oh, okay.
The bigger crime is who stole his neck.
Are you claiming to have been asleep?
Yeah, I guess my neck really isn't there, is it? It's the motion of the carriage, my lord. It's lilting, you know? When I opened my eyes again, it was a desperate sight before me. Body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in my life. Never know. I don't know this guy. Nothing. That's probably a lie, but okay. Now I ask you, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? So of course, you know, I put free knife, you know? That wasn't about to start worrying about my fucking gloves now, was I? So I reached out to give the man a hand. You know, I pulled the blade out of the wound, which is exactly what you should do when you have a stab wound, is to pull the object out. I'm being sarcastic. Don't do that. Don't. Go to the hospital with the thing still in you. Don't pull it out. That's not good.
We're just not gonna bother trying to do an Irish accent.
Yeah, no,
because
I'm
there's
not.
No fucking way. He's supposed to be Irish.
I literally can't do an Irish accent.
So it's.
I don't know how at all.
We're settling with just New York mobster.
Yeah, we're going with a New York mobster. Yeah, no, I ain't no doctor. How was I supposed to know?
So the blood got into the gloves then, after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning. What? That's not all of it? There were multiple witnesses.
I thought it was just a cab driver and that was it, right?
To the precise moment in which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
I want to know what that lady is writing. Is it a novel or is she a journalist? What's happening?
She's writing about two lesbians who really like to fuck.
Hell yeah. Just totally writing lesbian fucking smut. I mean, I respect it.
And then they fucked.
A lot.
Can't talk more about that, but it's just...
No, I can now. You guys can go buy Jealous Boss right now on Audible and listen to me narrate lesbians fucking a lot. You know, if that's the kind of thing you're into.
Yeah.
Which I am.
Order! Order!
When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. And they were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
I love that pose. It's so good.
Well, he's guilty. All right, everyone go home. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from the witness first of all.
Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. Alright, we're British. We'll go get these witnesses.
We'll get that witness to you right quick.
We'll get it right in here, British.
Oh, look at all these guys. Oh, look at this one, is baby girl.
Witnesses, your names and occupations.
Oh, I want to be the baby girl.
My name is, well, everyone calls me Beppo.
That's a great name. I love the name Beppo.
I drive an omnibus in the East End.
My first thought was that the driver must be guilty, but this little Beppo couldn't harm a soul.
Bruce Fairplay, I'm a banker in the city.
It was him. Or the baby girl, but it was probably him.
Your baby girl.
My name's First. Lady First. I make hats for gents.
He's like a lady. He says lady first. He's just like...
He's so cute. He's so baby girl.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Quite right.
Yes, sir. That's right, sir.
Your hat really, you gotta do some adjustments on that hat.
He's a hat maker. It's not good
Yeah,
advertising.
it's weird. Like, why is my brain blanking on the actual name of...
Oh, like a hat maker?
There's a word for doing hats, and I can't remember what it is. I've made hats before. A couple of times. Making hats is very different from other apparel and stuff.
I forget the name. I know what you're talking about.
Shit, there is a word, and I'm not thinking about it. Anyways,
Very well, then, let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. What is the name of the people who make hats? I don't remember.
It's a milliner?
milliner, yeah, milliner. That is correct. Yes, that is what I was thinking of.
Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw.
What's the name for the people who do shoes?
Cobblers.
Cobblers, thank you.
Yes, that I do know. People ask me to do shoes all the time. That's the thing I don't do. Don't ask any tailor or seamstress to do cobbling for you. That's totally different.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had few customers. I remember it well.
I love you, Beppo.
The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
Yeah, so that's a lie.
That's right. He stabbed him. I screamed, I did. I couldn't help it.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stepped my bus, and then I saw it too.
Beppo is the clap God damn.
Hey, don't put that evil on Beppo. Beppo is precious.
I'll do
Beppo.
anything for Beppo.
I love Beppo.
Unambiguous testimony, I must say.
Exactly, my lord. As far as testimonies go, it's probably one of like the better.
Yeah, it's all right.
like in terms of how
There's room for doubt.
No, there's
Lots of room for doubt.
There's room for doubt.
But I don't feel like anybody is intentionally
there's
trying
some
to fuck with
wild
me.
ass testimonies that like people fucking just put out there, and you're like, what?
What's the name again so I could look for research purposes? Wait, what's the name of what?
I mean, book.
You're gonna need to be more specific.
Exactly, my lord. Yeah, I'm confused, I see. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, counsel.
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
What? Really? It's pretty straightforward, actually.
Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it?
Didn't it?
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened?
That's true. I mean, carriages do have windows, but you wouldn't get a super clear view. What was the thing you voiced? Oh, you're talking about the book. It's called Jealous Boss by Jenna Kent. It's on Audible. Actually, if you just hit me up in the DMs, if you want to help me out, I have a super special specific link that I'm allowed to give out that gives me a boost on the revenue. So I'll just send that to you if you want.
Oh! You're telling me you've been gay this whole time?
Also, but like, if you've ever been in this chat for more than 5 seconds and didn't realize that I love women, I don't know what to tell you. I guess you just weren't paying attention. Yeah. If you wanna link to get, because it's not expensive. The book is like less than $10. Like, if you want it, you can have it. But like, slide in my DM so I can give you the link that gives me money. Because I wouldn't be like this except for the fact that I put a lot of work into it, and I'm probably not going to get a lot of big return from it. Just because, like, it's all about royalties, and Jetta's a new author, so she isn't very well known yet. So, hit me up. Support me and also queer author.
Yeah, I did read this book.
Okay.
There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage.
I mean, not super clearly. But also, have you heard of Windows?
How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own.
We've heard of Windows.
But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses? Huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you even traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. We only arrived in London this morning.
I've always wondered about why we don't call Japanese people Nipponese, because, like, where did Japan come from?
I don't. Listen.
I don't actually know. Like, we should just call it Nihon, because that's what it's called.
I don't.
It's the same with other countries. Like, why do we call Germany Germany and not Deutschland? Why is that?
Come on, man. That's a lot to ask me. No matter.
Like, we probably should just call them Nipponese, right?
I've arranged for all to see for ourselves. The actual scene of the crime, that is. What do you mean? The actual scene? How? A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much.
Yes. Please don't patronize me, sir.
Yes. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building.
Huh?
Yeah, did you bring it in?
I guess.
Here, what?
I don't know how big it is. I assumed it's bigger than it is, I guess.
The entire carriage? Bailiff. Bring forth the stricken omnibus. Alright, we're gonna get his butt put in the courtroom.
Get this in the courtroom.
It's in the Old Bailey courtroom, British.
Look at this omnibus. It's fucking choice, innit?
Alright, bye, we're British.
I don't know.
So that's an omnibus. The omnibus.
Speaking of omnibuses, I booked one of Saga.
Drop kick your nan. Ah!
Trying to give it to my little brother. The cover's kind of sus. What do you mean?
What
do you mean? Wait, hang on a second. The cover's kind of sus? They're fucking on page 1 of Saga. What do you mean? If you're gonna give it to your little brother, don't. It opens on a sex scene.
So, Ran, I just want to say, by the way, I am like doing gang signs when I'm doing.
Yeah, you can't see Daniel,
but you can't see my arm motions, but every time I do this voice, I'm like British, and I'm
British. Oh, for your parents, okay. But all they have to do is open it, and you'll see titties and cocks and stuff. Like, Saga is super explicit. It's very good. If you've never read Saga and you don't know what we're talking about, go read it. It's like one of the best comics I've ever read, but it is so full of sex. There's so much sex all the time.
These bailiffs are my favorite characters.
I really love them. I don't know why. I don't know why this happened, but I'm glad it did. Oh, your little brothers watch Berserk? Okay, then never mind. Disregard everything I just said.
Griffith is a bad brother, I know.
Oh my god, that's like my favorite shit the art has ever done.
Brother, I know. Like,
oh fuck. Okay.
I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers.
Wait, how old is your brother again? I'm afraid to ask.
4 passengers seated inside the Indian clothes cabin and another 4 on the rooftop deck above.
Oh yeah.
Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus.
Okay, this is one thing that England does that no one else does. That is pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'll give him that. Your brother's 16 now? Oh my god, first of all, this is making me feel old because I remember talking about your brother when he was much younger. We've known each other a long time. Also, 16 is a totally fine age to be exposed to things like Berserk and Saga. I mean, I don't know when you started getting into looking at sexy things.
But around 15, 16
yeah.
When I really started exploring just the basics, and then I had a long period of, honestly, I was pretty, like, I have made this pretty well known that, like, at least to all to my, like, close friends, like, sexually, like, I didn't really explore much in terms of the world of it, which is why, like, in general, I think of myself as fairly vanilla.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Mostly because I haven't really forayed into anything.
But everybody, like, gets into, like, looking at porn and stuff at a certain age.
Yeah, around 15, 16 is when I started to just start, like, being confident enough to, like, yes, I'm going to look at porn because I'm going through puberty and my hormones are going crazy.
Yeah. Sid's gone on the record and talked about it on stream many times about how he was also, like, didn't really pay much attention to it until a little later. Like, Sid actually, like, has talked many times on stream about being kind of a late bloomer. Whereas,
I'm like, what I'm saying is
you're
like,
average, I think.
No, I'm really late.
Are you sure?
I am just now discovering things about myself.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, because it's like, I'm not a good example.
In the past, actually, like, 2 to 3 months, I have found out a lot about myself, like, sexually, in terms of being like,
Wait, in the past 2 to 3 months?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Not based on, like, a cool experience, just like...
No, but it's cool that you're learning about yourself.
Yeah.
Still.
I'm just like, oh, like, okay, that does stuff for me.
Yeah, that's awesome that
Yeah.
you're still like discovering that stuff. Because it's always kind of cool to be
For
like,
those who
oh
are
yeah.
aware, I'm 34, so.
But that's why it's cool though.
Like,
Because most people are really set in their ways by this point in our lives, so it's like neat to learn stuff. Whereas like I feel like I can't even use myself as an example because I'm a victim of CSA, so like my exposure to stuff is super early in childhood, like 7, so
Yeah.
I can't really use myself as an example.
Well, in terms of, I am average in terms of like I would say most common experience in terms of it.
I can say that I took power for myself at 14, but that still feels young because of my prior experiences.
Right. Yeah.
But I feel like most people, by 16, people are into some shit, is what I'm saying
Yeah,
about
I wasn't into anything.
your brother. Like, it's a totally fine time to be reading stuff like Saga.
Yeah, at 16 I was reading Love Hina.
Yeah, that's fine.
That was, I mean, it's like Love Hina isn't like they're not doing it, but that is just jerk off material.
Yeah, and I mean, like, Saga is graphic, but it's also very tasteful. Art, it's tasteful.
Holy shit, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'm 3-year-old here. Shit.
Whose emote is that?
That looks like
that
Saul
Saul
Goodman.
Goodman?
It is
It is Saul Goodman.
I mean, it is Bob Odenkirk, yes.
Yeah, it's great. I just finished Better Call Saul the other day, by the way. I didn't tell you, Ran, but I just finished it. It was fantastic. I can't even make jokes about Saul Goodman in comparison with... Because Saul, like, Jimmy knows his shit with the law. It's not like he's bullshitting the way Phoenix does. Like, he's a criminal, but he actually does know the law really well. Anyways, yeah, 16, totally inappropriate age to get into stuff like Saga.
And I should point out to our foreign guests that there is a skylight in the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above.
That's an even worse vantage point than I thought we were gonna get.
A skylight. Oh!
That's not a very clear vantage point.
The penny drops at last, I see. But you would theoretically still be able to see
You'd
a
be
person
able to
stab.
see.
You'd see one person stab another person.
But you can't get a super great look at exactly who it is that's doing the stabbing and...
Right, but there's one person who's stabbed and one person who isn't stabbed.
Yes, you can get that much from looking down.
So, by process of elimination, the unstabbed person is the stabber.
Maybe. You can't see the whole bottom level from that viewpoint. There could be... I mean, there are blind spots. There could be someone else in there that we don't know about.
I'm sure we'll bring it up. These two gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats on this omnibus when the murder took place.
Walter, no more half measures, Walter.
We will talk about it later.
Yeah,
Like,
we'll talk
pretend-
about that later.
This is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight.
Ah...
That makes perfect sense.
I'm immediately skeptical.
Well, Counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom.
There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish.
Very well. I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence.
I want to
can't
go
believe
inside
it.
and look around.
The entire crime scene entered as evidence?
That is pretty wild, actually. Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. This is not... Okay.
I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here.
Yeah. Let's get all up in that.
Let us continue with the proceedings then. Your cross-examination, Counsel.
Oh, sorry. I had a hiccup at the same time as that.
It sounded like you were like doing like a horse noise.
I know. It was like Pray don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights.
Okay.
Alright, my first cross-examination in a British court. Focus, Ryunosuke. Focus.
He's just like he's like literally BoJack Horseman.
I just Will Arnett.
Wait, hang on a second. Hang on. I want to look at it. Let me see. I want to fucking examine this shit.
You found it.
It's funny. Funny joke. Yes, good.
I was wondering if you were gonna find it. Little Easter egg.
Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we?
The scene of a murder. It's horrible.
You're gonna need to get used to this shit if you're gonna be a lawyer.
Hello?
Oh my god, we literally just get to hang out in here. That's so cool. I love this.
That's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition.
It almost feels like they really are sticking it to Paris, specifically.
Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
I wonder if we're ever going to do a future case there.
That would be crazy.
This seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it.
Yeah. Anything that's tufted like that is not actually comfortable. It just looks nice.
I never played the Japanese version of this game, so I don't know. My first time playing this game was when it was released on Switch.
Interesting.
The only game I've played a fan translation of is Edgeworth 2, because that's the only way to play that game.
For now.
And the fan translation is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Very,
I've heard
very,
that.
very
I've heard
well done.
that it's up there. It's like Mother 3 tier of fan translation.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. It's Mother 3 tier. As much as whatever feelings I have about that game, Mother 3 fan translation.
It is one of the best
superb,
fan
yeah.
translations of all time.
It would be really cool if they had it in the Japanese version as well.
Yeah, that would be cute.
But I don't know. I don't know anything because I only ever played the Switch version. Like the version we're playing on right now is literally my Switch version because Kemi doesn't own this game.
I don't. Thanks for letting me play it again.
And only just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really.
Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here. I wonder if that's an implication of something.
A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they?
I think a kimono is much more practical than a traditional English gown.
In terms of just pure practicality, yes.
And
but
mobility
it's
and
probably,
all that.
It's not really that practical still.
It's
Because you trip over it very easily. If
Do you?
Yes, because it is to the ground.
I mean, yes. I'm just thinking about all the layers that go into an English gown. Like,
English gown is
it's
bulkier.
so many layers.
English gown is bulkier and you have less mobility, period. Like, you have less, like, skeleton. Like, you can barely move your...
Yeah, everyone always thinks of the
more
corset, and that is
everything's
true.
Really, no, but I'm also thinking
But
of the giant...
Usually you're
like, that
wearing
is
a petticoat, like a...
humongous as well. It's you're less like you're more constricted, but in terms of kimono, you are less constricted, but your mobility has to be more precise because you do not want to trip over the kimono.
Yeah, and you take smaller strides.
Correct.
But I would argue that you have much more mobility than you would in an English gown.
Yes, I think I agree, only by technicality, not by in terms of like suddenly it's like
The silhouette is by itself is much slimmer.
Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? His point is a reasonable level of practicality.
Yeah. Though
They're
you could
both
also
pretty
argue
impractical.
You could also argue in England at this time that menswear is also quite impractical.
Yeah, sure.
When you think about certain styles of English fashion, like men's fashion at that time. Japan, not so much. Like you have
They're pretty practical
they're pretty practical.
for men.
Yes. But yeah, I would say England is bananas. Wait, wouldn't this have a check mark or something?
This isn't you're examining evidence.
Oh, okay.
So it's different than examining a scene. That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victim's, obviously.
Yes, and that seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck, mostly.
Would you really stab somebody in full view of the other passengers like that? I wonder.
Well, it was after dark, which also adds something to it. And there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight.
Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack.
What's that?
Oh, that's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. Is this the same? Yes, this is exactly
It is the same. Okay. Okay, that just opens the door. Okay, but what about this?
The seat has a handle, it seems.
Oh, shoplifting?
This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running.
Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoeing tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things, it seems.
There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure.
Yeah, get fucked, idiot.
Well, I don't imagine it would be very convenient for that purpose anyway.
You say that, but...
Disagree, but feel like it's pretty. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it?
It is in the Japanese version. Aw, cute!
That is cute.
Yes, and quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck.
It is more of a view than I thought you would get, but there's still blind spots, especially if it's at night.
There doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least. Shoplifting.
Shoplifting? Okay, well then hang on a second. Let's go back outside for a second. Let's see this from the other side.
Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then.
Let me up. Is there a handle or some kind of latch?
You can certainly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
Do we have evidence that the lamp was actually lit?
That's not good for us.
Like, this is actually quite a good view, I think. If it was lit, and they... Yeah, if it was lit.
Yo.
Ew.
So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here.
It is cool that they do this.
So people sit all the way up here on a bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them? And they have to pay money to do so?
I can't imagine how cold it must feel.
That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment?
It is really fucking cold in the UK.
Yes, it is.
Perhaps that is the real price you paid to stay out late.
Get fucked, idiot.
You dumbass.
I'm trying to figure out whether or not that's part of the... Yeah, I think it's the seat. Just make sure that it's in a different one.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay. Alright, so what I want to see before I get out of here is... I don't recall seeing the lantern, or the lamp, or whatever that's on the inside. I want to see that. Also, can I get a good view of underneath? Because some shenanigans could also be happening underneath, but you never know. Alright, let me back in. Where's the lamp at? I want to see it. They say it was lit. I want to see how lit it was.
It's lit.
Oh, there it is. But I can't look at it. There's only one, but it is above where the guy was.
Yeah.
But the question that I have is whether or not it was lit during the time of the crime. Because what if it wasn't? Can't see shit. I mean, they'd all have to be lying, but you know, that happens sometimes. You never know. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, we're good. I'm outie. Alright, go.
I read this already, technically.
Did you?
The first time I've read this, I can reread the start.
I don't remember. I immediately.
We are
went into
cross-examining. They give the witness statement first, and then we cross-examine.
Yeah, but this is them for the first time giving it, and I immediately went into the court record, so I didn't even look at this.
This is still technically a repeat line because I've read it already.
Oh,
Do you know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah.
We're cross-examining.
Shut the fuck up.
Hold it!
You got to press it.
Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, sir, that's right, sir. Yes, ever so cold it was, sir. Freezing, in fact.
The fact that you actually can see your breath here in the courtroom, what's happening?
And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct?
Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, no. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place? No one alighted, for example? You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that, no, none.
So nobody fled the scene of the crime, then?
I have to say, the bus insists on running. He does. Every evening. The last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say.
What do you mean by that?
It's fucking cold, isn't it?
Well, what with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see.
Yo, justice for my man Beppo. Give this man a raise.
Yeah, I spend that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again.
Justice for my man Beppo.
My man's Beppo is really out here struggling.
Hold it.
And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage?
That's right. When you sit up in the top deck, the window's right there at your feet.
Yeah, I got that. And it is, grudgingly, it's a good view.
There was a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view.
You can't see his face, though.
2 of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilden.
Also, you can't see the other bench from there, so what if he was there and there just was an extra guy that none of y'all fucking knew about or are lying about?
How can you be so sure?
Well, how can I put it politely? Mr. McGilden is a gentleman of a rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else.
What you mean by that?
Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilden. There is no room for doubt here. I really wish there was.
I'm doubting. Sorry, my guy, but I am.
Ah, shit.
You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't nobody testify to that? Or a fair, dinkum, hard-working city bank is not considered trustworthy these days.
No. Never. You kidding me?
Oh, no. I didn't mean that.
Whoever trusted a banker in their life?
This is no good. I've really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's... My lord!
Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this?
My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich, never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them.
Wait, hang on. This guy actually is kind of goated.
And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception.
I take it back.
Well, he can't fool me. I'm racist.
I thought he was talking about the banker. Thought we were on the same page, brother. You're killing me. You're killing me.
There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter, anyway. That is precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors.
Guys, I haven't finished making my case yet.
What is happening here?
You can't just do this.
They can.
I know, but they shouldn't be able to.
Let me see. Oh, yes. It seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire?
Yeah.
Oh.
Does that... I mean, how else?
White for innocent and black for guilty. And the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case. And one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw moments ago.
So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean...
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Now I'm even more worried than I was before.
Thanks, Ran.
Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense. Please continue with your examination. Don't worry about it. Whatever.
Yeah, just, no pressure.
No pressure.
This is a nightmare.
Hold it.
Hold it. He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you?
Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see. The one that I'm wearing currently isn't really working for me. So I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. But then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out from his belly. That huge, great knife.
Made me think about a new hat, it did.
A grim sight indeed.
That didn't help me at all. The jury looked like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before.
That lady is still just writing smut. You can't convince me otherwise. She's on AO3 or whatever.
That appears to have made everyone even more dubious than Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
If only.
Mr. First.
Where's the knife?
Oh, yes, sir.
Is this the knife you saw?
God, thank you.
Oh, good grief. Yes, that's it. The very one, sir.
Is that...
Let me see it. I'm literally the defense. Hello?
Yes, counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart.
That is a blade of considerable size, counsel.
I could kill you, actually.
You could kill anyone with it, even you. Easily. Let me see that knife, Counsel.
She's writing Ryunosuke and Ven's like specifically. Yes.
It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial.
All right, now you're reaching.
The letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
Now you're reaching. This is a reach.
Please, no. M for Magnus, perhaps? Or McGilded, possibly.
Or McDonald.
Take
I don't know.
No. Stop. Stop it.
Or my dude.
Oh my god. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's actually a W.
W for Wumbo.
Hell yeah.
My man's Wumbo.
My man
really.
Wumbo. In this house, we
Shit.
love Wumbo.
But there are M's everywhere. Yes. Like in Mason.
That's true. Could be his own blade. You never know.
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to own.
Really? Really?
Did you notice that his objection is all, like, fancy?
Yes. I'm like, what?
He gets a cool British objection.
How do you know this guy didn't just have like a fucking grandpa who had like, you know, a nice knife that he passed down to his children?
He's just a lawyer. He's doing his job.
I'm just,
No.
this classism.
This weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused.
Okay. I don't see any fine jewels or nothing, but whatever.
Well, it's definitely not conclusive. But it is certainly compelling, Counsel.
The murder weapon! Yay, we get to look at it.
Don't mind if I do.
My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Oh, you're number 2. Go on.
I just want to make a Mambo number 5 joke every time.
Well, there's juror number 5.
I know.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman. And a gentleman's word should be
Sacrosanct.
Sacrosanct. Fancy.
However, those of us in service know that we must accept hard truths.
Wait, what are you about to do?
Dispose of the rubbish!
Fire!
Fire! No!
I don't wish to cause offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime.
Oh, damn, that was hard.
Yeah, that went pretty hard. Oh, yes, I'm taking a break from writing my fucking fan fiction. Also, I guess I'm just the cartographer.
You mean stenographer.
Stenographer. It took me a second to realize that
Cartographer
cartographers
is a
are
map
maps.
maker.
Listen, if you know what I meant, then y'all know what I meant. But yeah, those are totally different things.
Make maps. This is you. This is
Maybe I am making a map.
Yeah.
You don't know.
crazy maps of that
Yeah.
day.
What if she's using
In, like, all in ASCII?
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Like she's just making an ASCII map of the courtroom. That'd be so good. I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. And I made an excellent map all in ASCII. As such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion. Yo, is the grandma gonna be like our saving grace? Like the grandma is gonna be the one that's like, you know what? Like, tell me the grandma is gonna be on our side.
Not again.
That's 4 out of 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict.
We're supposed to wait until the end of the trial, but okay, there's only 2 left.
They could just interrupt whenever they want.
Deliberate these nuts.
The reverb was on for that.
God, my face hurts. I love this stream so much. Oh, fuck.
I need someone to clip that because I need to know what it sounds like. So I want to go. I'm gonna watch portions of this later.
Oh my god.
I just want to be able to jump to this really quick.
Oh fuck. Okay. I'm good. Oh shit, that hurt. We can't keep doing this. I'm in pain every time we stream this.
We've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark.
The way that they're just like allowed to make a fucking verdict, like without even considering any future facts, is insane to me.
You could just say, "I don't need more information," especially the part that I'm just good.
I haven't even looked at the murder weapon yet. They're just like, nah,
he did it though. I suppose I just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly.
Actually, speaking of, I want to look at that shit. Let me look at it.
That part is the sheath, isn't it?
Open that shit up.
Open that shit up.
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I just don't really like blades.
You're carrying a katana right
I
now.
was wondering if you're gonna bring that up.
Oh, those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist.
That's not a blade. That's Kazuma's soul.
It is a blade, though. It's both. ¿Por qué no los dos?
But it's the representation of his gay love for his friend.
True. That's true.
Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like.
Wow, it actually looks like dried blood. Ace Attorney never does this.
Yeah, I know, it never does.
Even in the carriage, it was bright-ass red.
Yeah, it never
Like,
does.
it could be more brown, but it's at least darker. Like, it should be this color. Hello?
It looks dope. Ugh, that looks like a lot of blood. A lot like blood.
For once.
It surely is blood. The victims.
Ugh, an Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood.
It's almost like every human has blood that looks the same. Did you think it wouldn't?
Sorry, it's just that we only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust.
We're human, though. The race thing is not... I do understand. Like, my guy... Is that just gonna be...
Yeah, that should.
Okay, just making sure. I don't want to miss anything. Okay. What about on this side? There's the M. Yo, RPG Fancom, thanks for the raid.
Thank you so much.
Hi, people. Hi, I'm Kemi. I'm only one half of Watashi Machine. Just, you know, putting that out there.
Yeah, and to be clear, I am not the other half of Watashi Machine.
Yeah, this is Daniel, my best friend.
My name is Daniel. I am her best friend.
Who also has his own separate Twitch channel.
I do, but I am also on this channel quite frequently.
You know, go ahead, promote yourself. What do you do?
My Twitch channel is DanielRGT. I do Earthbound, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong Country 2, pretty much retro speedruns.
Vegas Stakes.
Vegas Stakes I have retired for eternity.
No, why?
Because I have defeated Vegas Stakes. I have claimed Vegas as my own.
It's the way that no one else has taken the fucking world record for Escape from Cyber City from me, so that's just my cross to bear, but also I never have to play it again.
But it's not yours.
It is as far as I'm concerned.
No, it's not. We know a person who's beaten it faster.
Yeah, but they didn't time it.
But it was in front of you.
They didn't time it.
But you were
Even
present.
Jeremy has admitted this.
But you were present. You witnessed it with your eyes.
Yeah, but even Jeremy was just kind of like,
That's
yeah,
not
you can
how,
have it.
That's not how that works.
You know, if he abdicates, that means I'm the world record holder.
I hate you. An ornate letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus Begilded's initial.
But yeah, for the record, my other half is Sid, who is not here tonight. But sometimes he does show up.
Yeah, he's...
Mostly it's me right now, but we are a duo stream team.
Yeah.
And it's beautifully gilded, too. It must be very valuable, I should think.
Ah,
What is it?
look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W.
For Wumbus!
This could change for Wumbo!
It's Wumbo!
This could change everything!
W?
Yes, this is one of those, you know, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it.
Every Ace Attorney case is a turnabout case. What do you mean?
I'm afraid I don't know at all. But what I am sure of is that this is an M.
It is guaranteed an M.
Yeah, it does look like it's supposed to go that way.
Because the flourish is very focused. It's like left focused.
No, it still could be that for a W as well, but
Only Willy Wonka would dare.
yeah.
Oh, well, the idea was quickly quashed.
I think, is that everything?
I think that might be everything.
Just want to make sure before I continue. Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that aside from streaming, I'm also a voice actor. Is this where I promote myself? Go play Doomsday Paradise, it's really good.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a Doomsday Paradise stream soon, I think, because I really want you to play it. I really want Sid to play it. There's like no doubt in my mind that it's like a Sid game.
I did read this already.
Okay.
We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back.
But... Alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I was like,
statement.
I didn't know if we had listened to the last statement already. Oh,
What exactly did you see?
Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor, he was.
Welcome back.
oh shit! What's up, Scott? Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thanks for the 37 months. How you doing? How have you been? It's been a minute.
And by the passenger, obviously you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
Oh, what a twist! It's almost
Yeah,
like a turnabout in itself.
We got bamboozled.
We got bamboozled, hella bamboozled. But yeah, thanks again for the raid. Appreciate you always.
Thank you so much.
I'm even more delighted now that I know it's you. It would have been fine if it was someone else, but I'm like, hey, a cool familiar face. What were you streaming, by the way? I never asked. I should have asked.
What was happening?
I'm assuming it was some kind of RPG with, you know, the name.
Digital Devil Saga 2. Ooh.
I don't know what that is actually.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Oh, nice. Okay. I know Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played it, but I know of it. So, you know.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing that I'm currently still diving into. And I don't know. I think you dig it, but there's a lot. There's just like.
I know that it is separate from Persona.
Yes.
It's a different thing.
It's a different thing.
But also,
yes,
they are somewhat similar. They
not in gameplay.
But they have.
But like
they have similarities.
So the demons in Shin Megami Tensei are like are what the personas like.
Right.
All the personas are based off of the demons from Shin Megami Tensei.
This makes sense.
Pretty much, except for like very hyper specific ones, like the main character ones, those are like original designs. But SMT SMT is a Super Nintendo game.
Right.
Tensei,
I did know that.
That came out and basically started the whole thing, and then it's like you have this demon summoning program. They're like these interesting dungeon crawler game RPGs. But they're very plot focused, and they're
plot focus is good though. It's Pokemon with demons.
It yeah. And
okay.
You know how I have the fucking Dr. Phil Shin Megami Tensei like demon negotiation thing.
Yeah.
Where he goes, "You're ugly, you're
I'm
disgusting,
I hate you, I'm gonna kill you.
Give me $200.
Give me $200. Yeah.
That's kind of what happens in Shin Megami Tensei. It's like you encounter a demon and you can fight them, but sometimes you can, like when you encounter a demon, you can talk to them and try and negotiate with them.
Like, you know, like how you do in Persona 5.
Well, yeah, but in Persona 5,
Persona 5 is the one I've
you
played.
fight them outright. In Shin
But
Megami
then
Tensei,
you negotiate with
right, but that is like the Shin Megami Tensei thing in Persona 5. They're like, hey,
Got it.
Demon negotiations is like you can talk to them and they're just like, fuck you, I hate you, go die. And then if you say something, they might be like,
like,
oh, I like you actually.
okay,
They might be able to hang out. Or they'd be like, hey, fuck you, I hate. Or they just say, give me shit, give me your shit, and then
give me $200.
They say give me $200, but that like you give them $200 and like give me $400, and then you're like, I'll give you $400, and then you're like, they're like, give me $600, and you're like, no, they're like, fuck you, I hate you. So like you just get mean mugged by these demons.
What the fuck?
Like you just get fucking.
I knew that they were like
brutal.
connected in a way, but also not at all. Like that's the one thing that I knew.
They're just. I once had a demon in Shin Megami Tensei take so much money from me, no matter what I did, he just kept asking for more. And then when I said no, he said, "I hate you." He fought me, and I was like, "This is bullshit." I just got mugged.
You know what though? I respect that. Like truly on demon time, and I respect that.
There's just unwinnable situations.
Because like if I was a demon, that's what I'd do.
And those games are particularly one of the famous things about them is that they're particularly grind heavy.
I do know that actually.
And can be pretty difficult a lot of the time. The game is not nice. There is a lot of like I have been infinited by the opponent before, where they just take infinite turns and kill me. Because one of the things,
gross.
Yeah,
hate that.
Because they can hit your weakness, which means they get extra turns called press turns.
Right.
And they like the same way that they hit, like they just keep doing it.
Like you can do it to them, but they can also just do it to you.
From Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, where there's this demon named Mott, which looks like a pyramid.
Okay.
No, it looks like a coffin. Sorry, it looks like a coffin.
Oh, okay.
And Mott is like a mini boss.
Oh, I know
sorts.
Mott from Persona 5.
Correct,
I
yes.
do remember it.
And he just he just takes infinite turns and kills your whole party before you get to do anything. And this is really common for him to do because the AI is cruel.
Now I'm just thinking about someone who's played Shin Megami Tensei and then getting into Persona 5, and the first time you see Mott, you're just like...
It's not the same because opponents can't...
But like
they're not at like Shin Megami Tensei is
the trauma response is there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, yeah, I got it. Wait, did you read this one already?
And then the other passenger had that knife in his hand like this.
By the other passenger, obviously referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilden.
Well, no one, everybody said they couldn't see his face clearly, so...
And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly.
The fact that no one saw his face is what I'm sticking to.
What?
As a lawyer.
My lord, I wish to speak.
Ah, damn it.
Yes, juror number 5.
I can't.
It's the trumpet.
I got fucking brain rot.
Do I take it that you two?
As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. I'm a little biased, though. Would it be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though? I said to myself. Yeah, but I
Too
said,
bad.
Fuck it anyway, I've heard enough now. Horses bolted, as they say.
That's not...
I told myself it'd be a shame if I didn't listen to all the facts, but then, fuck you, go kill yourself, so, finish is in sight.
We're really relying on the grandma right now. I'm holding out. Holding out for grandma.
I got bad news for you, brother.
Uh-oh, she about to say something?
Beppo's a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
This is too unkind, sir.
Not my man, Beppo.
Which now means that 5 jurors agree to condemn this man.
It's all up to grandma.
Madam Juror number 6.
Yes, dear. What can I do for you?
You've heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. I still got my hearing, you know.
Then, pray tell, why you get to pronounce your leaning?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park around this time of day, sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. Ah. A gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city.
That's right. A man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Mother, may we go to McGilded Public Library later and borrow some... I can't. I just can't. I'm just, please, sir, may I have another?
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of a mad Magnus McGilded really is? What kind of a man is he? The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly.
I mean, if we're doing a criticism on philanthropists, I'm here for that.
But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls. What?
Stung the crows!
I've never heard that phrase before.
McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
Oh, so the New York accent is actually pretty justified here.
It's like a long shot, yeah.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? Uh-oh.
I mean...
What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
if he was truly a man of the people, he would just ride in a public carriage. I'm just saying.
You're not saying that the victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing in his name, save considerable financial liability.
Okay, now we're getting into the motive. Because I was like, why would he...
It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts.
Circumstantially, this is pretty bad, but it also doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, but there's a lot of circumstantial evidence.
Yeah, but it's circumstantial.
Yeah, but you have eyewitness testimony.
Which is the least reliable form of testimony ever. Like, what do you mean?
You also have hard evidence because there's blood on his glove.
Good gracious.
Brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts.
I can't be critical. Ace Attorney's all about witness testimony, which is the least reliable form of fucking evidence in a court of law. But, like, that's what Ace Attorney is, so I can't be mad at it.
And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him. His life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded. I don't believe it.
Hold it!
Me neither. Logically, how would you get any repayment if he was dead? It doesn't make sense.
If I might add something briefly.
Miss Susato?
You claim the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where is the evidence to support your claim?
There it is. He's doing it. The thing. He's doing the thing.
pray, forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law.
Aha, there it is. Lord Venzeek's hollowed chalice. He's a wine mom.
How can this be considered acceptable?
It's not.
But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
Yeah, Susato will destroy you. Like, have you seen the Susato breakdown? Or throwdown?
Yeah.
Jesus, hello?
You having trouble there, brother?
Yes. Hello?
L and R.
It's been a minute.
As judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain.
Okay.
This is the debtor's ledge, which details all monies loaned by the accused.
Oh, ledger.
You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh.
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time.
I just don't understand what killing him would achieve here.
A marvelous toast, Counselor. I will gladly accept this as new evidence.
I have to work after this, so I do need you to take the judge.
Okay.
Sorry.
I got it.
I gotta work soon. Speaking of, we have time. This is fine. We can go for another at least 30 minutes.
Okay.
Maybe more. A little bit. But yeah, please.
Yeah, I got you.
I should start water.
Yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum.
And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense.
Or if you want, I can just read the judge in my normal speaking voice.
No, I got the judge. I got the judge. I'm good.
Because I know you are voicing a lot of people in this right now.
Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes.
Oh, shit. Granny's getting pissed.
Oh, shit. Never piss off a grandma.
Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
It's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel!
Oh, the fire. This is so ominous.
But still... Maybe it's all for the best.
Wait a minute. Let's think about this a little bit before...
I don't stand for nonsense!
Oh, shit. She's...
British in it!
Please tell me he throws said wine at you when he's mad. That'd be a waste of good wine, but it's Ace Attorney, so I'm assuming yes.
I actually don't remember. That was it. The last juror's decision.
Yeah, do it.
According to this Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. And that's what it says here.
The final verdict. It's over then.
It's over.
It's over!
Oh! There's a footnote, though.
A footnote?
However, the defense... Wait!
All 6 members of the jury are now interrupting Susato. Are now in agreement in this case.
Wasn't done speaking, bitch!
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision.
According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
Miss Susato, just tell me one thing.
Oh, yes?
You were in the middle of saying something before? The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense... What did it say next?
Yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. And then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point.
Time to grill the jurors. I'm down.
Summation examination?
Objection!
It is so fancy.
A summation examination?
Also, his objection is decidedly not British,
I know, yeah.
which is interesting.
Yeah, but he's dope.
He is dope. I'm just saying, it's weird that he has an American accent when he objects.
He's dope. I love him. From which century is that tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention.
But it is still law, isn't it?
It is. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced.
But it's still law, isn't it? In it.
So you're out of luck.
Oh,
What even is it, Miss Susato? This so-called summation examination.
one moment and I'll read about it.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails?
Yes!
Thumbs up!
If the law wasn't repealed, it can still be invoked. It's true.
Typical Nipponese.
Well, it's actually up to the judge. But, you know.
All right, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what, exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that, if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions.
He just pulls out a gun.
Do it! Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use.
Okay, but it wasn't repealed, so...
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose.
Not to my mind.
Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several.
No.
No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
People are so fickle. Are you kidding me?
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct.
Ah, shit.
Also, that grandma seemed rather on the fence, is all I'm saying.
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Do it.
Summation examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat?
What do you mean? Why is this a choice?
Yeah.
The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
It's even funnier to me that his voice actor has an American-sounding objection when you, the Japanese people, have, like, the British-sounding, like, voice lines. That's so funny to me. Nah, my lord, I'm good. This case kind of sucks. That'd be funny.
Objection!
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial.
The defense's position is perfectly valid.
It really is just up to the judge. The judge could be like, nah, that shit's whack.
I also agree that shit is whack. The court will proceed with the summation examination.
This is madness.
Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? I'm not. There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so I don't like having to explain myself.
I was hoping to get down to the pub and get myself a pint.
Yeah, watching the footy.
Yeah.
All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision.
This is definitely interesting gameplay-wise, though.
On what grounds? You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're right up putting us on the spot.
What's up? Why are you nervous?
I mean...
You gonna have to talk about your inherent biases?
I'm balding, you can see.
This is most irregular. No mention of this was made before.
I don't really hold with all this justifying luck.
This fucking guy.
It seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
All right, then. The summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for. To turn this trial around.
Don't worry, once you go back to Japan, you won't have to worry about this jury nonsense.
So be it. Then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you.
For a second, I was getting Bubs vibes from your judge voice.
Don't be it. To state the grounds on which you find the defendant Magnus McGill guilty of this most serious crime. I'm out with the broken cheek.
Someone jumped over my bus.
I need to get more drink.
Okay, this is a good time. We'll take one more tiny break. I'm gonna start the music though. There we go. Be right back. Like, I don't know, a couple of minutes. Be right back. Yo, this is kind of a bop though. Enjoy. Okay, I'm back again.
We have returned.
We did it.
Short break.
Short break, short break.
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
What the hell is that?
It's like those hands you get from like the sticky hands.
Yeah, the sticky hands.
Yeah.
Except that shit didn't exist back then, so what is it?
You don't know about that.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers, which fares totaling 20 pence.
He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen.
I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far, and have drawn the logical conclusion.
You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
A scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. It beggars belief.
Did you find the contradiction?
I sure did. The math ain't mathin', my guy.
I'm just making sure. That was just like, it's like right there.
Like, how did you not?
I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they?
Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language.
We only need one of them to change their mind.
Nope.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, I mean, for right now.
Nope.
To get the thing to start again.
Nope.
That's what they said, isn't it?
Let's keep going.
God damn it. According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh?
God damn it. This is gonna be some bullshit.
I thought I was gonna have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, the game devs said nah.
Once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then...
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
Then what on earth am I supposed to do?
I don't know, die.
Oh dear. I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo.
I don't fucking know.
Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
What do you mean?
Well, they already sound like fucking idiots, so if you just make them realize how dumb they are, they'll come around.
It's kind of what she's getting.
Yeah, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they're complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Yeah, divide and conquer. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and then see if we can identify any contradictory statements. Like the one about the math, that was not... If we can contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yes, I suppose you're right.
Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off.
Can we fucking start already, goddammit?
I've got shit to do.
I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord.
He said but. Okay, so. Pardon. I don't know if it's juror 2 or juror 5 that I need to worry about.
Well, you have to pit them against each other.
Oh, there's a pit button.
Yeah.
Not into the pit, it burns!
So you can already pit these two statements.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
They do? Explain yourself, counsel.
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear on Silver Blaze's name and mate I haven't the first idea what you're talking about.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far,
Oh, I love this.
this is the title theme.
Oh, it is. It's like, I love this pacing animation. So good.
There were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question.
This is actually the most lawyer-like thing he's done in a minute.
And according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares.
Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me.
And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
That it is, a fair and convenient single price, just the way London's carriages should be operated.
Okay.
But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man? Why? We can't do math!
My brother.
It hasn't been invented in Great Britain.
My brother in Christ.
4 passengers paying 4 pence each if you do the multiplication.
It would be 16 pence.
Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Or precisely 1 person's fare.
1 person's fare?
What? No way.
Yes! In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
It's almost as if because you couldn't see their faces, that fucking what's-his-name was asleep on the chair opposite where you couldn't see him.
Good gracious! Oh, shit.
What? No way.
This can't be right. The coachman would give it a good old spin, wouldn't know. Trustworthiness is our watchword.
Figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy.
I beg your pardon.
You heard me.
Oh, go fuck yourself, you cunt.
Square up.
Oh, damn it. I'm mostly circles.
Shut the fuck up.
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. Why am I blackmailing you?
Yeah, what the hell?
News that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he let nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end, him?
Change your mind. Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the set of the scales.
We sound so shady.
We really are just blackmailing you.
It's just...
Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to... I'm becoming southern now. I'm going to change for the rest of the trial. Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo.
Hey, leave my man Beppo alone.
He's his boss, though. He's kind of... He has to be. He's like the one foil to Beppo's life that needs to exist.
Justice for my man Beppo.
Oh, this is very irritating. I'm sitting there. Quesadillas of my medicine.
God damn it, Daniel. Oh my god, hang on, I need a cough drop. My fucking entire face hurts. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, you're so stupid. So fucking dumb. Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. I love how nonchalantly they just... Oh, that feels so much better.
But love him back, not you as well.
A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. Wait, what? Certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witness again. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo! You did it! If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
2 more. Actually, there is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
Then that's where you must strike next.
So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it.
Yeah, blackmail works! Hooray!
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
Yes, you need to get a majority.
Fair enough.
That's technically a new line. if you
It
read
is. I'm changing my leaning to innocent. I should like to hear what the slipshod bookkeeper has to say for himself.
We can't, like, probe it or anything like that.
Oh, okay. What's
see what this
what's
guy
this guy
says,
say?
Yeah, Beppo, the trials continue so I can get to the bottom of this corruption. Not guilty, I say.
Alright, whatever you say, man.
So now you can press each of the jurors if you want. It's also like a
We're gonna get-
cross-examination that you can press them.
Oh, okay.
So you can also... I really think you should stop waving that needle around.
I mean... Well, you heard what the good coachman said before, didn't you? That hideous man stabbed that poor fellow, just like this! Stabs the juror next to her.
Yes, that is what he said. You're right.
McGilded Park is such a lovely little place, too. I've always enjoyed resting my legs there while I get on with my knitting. And I had thought that anyone who donated such a delightful place must be a fine fellow indeed. Suppose I was wrong. Whoever would have thought he was a miserable, murdering moneylender without a scrap of remorse? Damn, Grandma's intense.
Oh, help. She's as sure could be that he's guilty now.
Well, the old lady certainly seems to know her mind, doesn't she?
That's old people for you.
So, we just need to find 2 jurors with contradictory statements and pit them against each other. Which is so much easier said than done. Is that perhaps what you were just thinking?
How did you know?
Well, I took the liberty of doing some research in case you happen to find yourself in just such a situation. Shall I read you what I found out? It's a little long, I'm afraid.
Is she gonna explain some shit I already know?
I think you kind of already get the gist.
Okay.
I don't think I listened to this.
If I have to rely on advice right from the start, how will I get on later? No, I need to work this out for myself now.
Next, you'll say.
Is that perhaps what you were just thinking?
How did you know?
Conostando!
Well, that sort of attitude is most admirable, Mr. Naruhodo.
I know what I have to do. Let's listen to those assertions one more time.
Oh no, help.
Okay?
My cough drop. It's one of those ones that has the thing in the, like, the soft part in the middle, and it's
ew.
like, it like broke open in my mouth.
Yeah.
So now I like have to chew it.
Whack.
So let me just. Okay,
There
so
was no one else inside this carriage at the time, so it has to have been
I feel like
him.
that's gonna be one of them.
I think you have to press for
Okay.
knowledge on some of them.
Hold it!
Certainly, the testimonies you've heard suggesting the victim and Mr. McGilded were alone inside the carriage.
Precisely my point.
Oh, that shit's intense.
But-
Okay.
Could there be some other explanation? Something we haven't considered yet?
Such as...
Well, perhaps something we could, work out together now?
Now listen here, maybe you don't know how things work around here because you're from foreign climes. But we're here to form our opinions as individuals, and I have.
Oh dear. He doesn't appear to be in the mood to consider an alternative point of view, does he?
No, I'm gonna have to pit the jurors against one another, like Susato-san said. Finding contradictions in these 6 people's assertions is the only way I'm gonna succeed.
Which is what I'm trying to do. This dude reminds me of a character in an anime that I'm not thinking about. Like, is it JoJo? I feel like it is actually JoJo. Like, I'm thinking of like a minor character. I'm thinking of like it's like a minor character in an anime.
Careful! You could hurt somebody with that! You'll find one to talk. What of the sword hanging from your waist, hmm? No, that's just my battered soul.
Aww. Gay.
Well, anyway, I despise anyone with too much money.
That's fair.
They're all the same, all stabbing some brickmaker out of the behind the scenes, you mark my words.
Objection!
That seems very unlikely, doesn't it? Are you mad, man?
Yes.
We know that small shorty is a rotten Shylock. Well, yes, that does seem to be the case, but...
Mr. Naruhodo, please! Be careful what you say!
Oh! If he's been trying to squeeze money out of us less fortunate, then as far as I'm concerned... he's as guilty as sin. The man can hang. Ah, shit.
It's barely in there, dude. Are you kidding?
He's really weak. Come to think of it, didn't one of the other jurors have something to say about the defendant's underhanded activities?
If you thought of something, Mr. Naruhodo, don't let it go. Test your theory.
Pit the two jurors whose statements seem to be contradictory against each other. No time at the present to use X to pit in the...
Is it supposed to be...
Him and the grandma, I think?
Maybe? But I'll press her first. But I think that's what it wants me to do.
Yeah. What have you been doing all this time?
Fanfiction. What have you been doing all this time? There. I should have thought it was obvious. I'm recording everything that takes place as part of these proceedings. You know, like somebody who does stuff in the courtroom when they type the things out. Yo, thanks Mesmerize for the 5 gift subs.
Oh, Starting Finder, Curly, Ran, RBM, and Weewa?
And Weewa! Yo, what's up?
That's like a star-studded cast.
It is, like all regulars, all hanging out. Enjoy the emotes, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's very, very kind.
Christmas came late, y'all.
You know what your juror number 4 reminds me of?
What?
Is Bayonetta.
Oh my god, really?
Yes.
I don't know where this... It's like I said, I don't...
It reminds me of Bayonetta.
I think this is the first time I've ever actually been like, fuck it, I'll do my terrible English accent.
It reminds me of Bayonetta.
But that's very flattering of you to say.
I wish Cicey was still here. Cicey would probably back me up on that.
Maybe. I've only played a little bit of the first Bayonetta. I really love the aesthetic of Bayonetta a lot, but the gameplay for some reason doesn't click with me. I don't know why.
Then I should just play it and you should just watch me play it.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I really am.
'Cause I love Bayonetta. I replay that game all the time.
Dude, I'm totally down to just watch you play Bayonetta.
Yeah, we should stream Bayonetta one time where I'm just playing so you can experience it.
Yeah, dude, I'm down. I have Bayonetta on my Switch as well.
That part.
Yeah,
I
like
agree.
Bayonetta's voice actress if she wasn't a bigot. That's the shitty thing is that both of them suck. Even the one that took over is also shit. They both suck. It's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Hire me instead, even though my English accent is not good.
Yeah, maybe don't.
That'd be so funny, though. If Bayonetta was just like, it's like Bayonetta, but if she sounded terrible.
BRI'ISH!
Bayonetta,
And what have you learned from that?
For example, this moment in time, the judge has used his gavel 11 times in total. And the prosecution has snorted derisively at your remarks 7 times in total. And I might add, each time you've gawped like a simpleton.
Thank you. And what's the point exactly?
The moment she said snorted, my brain went somewhere else.
So anyway, madam, are you able to explain why you think the defendant is guilty?
No, not really. I'm just keeping track of things. That is a conclusion I have drawn as a result of the copious notes I have typed.
Clearly, but I'm asking you to explain why you've drawn that conclusion.
Please don't distract me. It makes it extremely hard to concentrate on my note-keeping.
This is going nowhere.
So,
I think it has to
I'm
be
guessing
Grandma and Knife Guy.
she's so unreliable, though. Like, she didn't give me a reason at all.
Let's see what happens.
I don't think...
You have 5 strikes.
Yeah. I don't think followage is the right command anymore. I think it's how long. Like, exclamation how long? Either that or Nightbot is offline again. I'll have to
I
fix...
saw it say nice earlier.
Oh, well then it should work. She's very focused. Yeah. She's literally just being the stenographer. But, like, you're supposed to be a juror, so, girl, get your life together. Okay, so, like, this guy and the grandma?
I think so. I mean, it doesn't seem like we can do anything else.
Objection!
The music stopped.
Those 2 statements are completely contradictory.
What? Explain, counsel. Post-haste. Ah, very
Oh,
British.
yes, post-haste. oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper for my other half.
I do fuck.
Old people can fuck. Old people fuck all the time.
What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you?
Don't make the obvious reference to Borderlands. Don't do it.
We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Huh, want to test me, do you? It was like this. Struck the fellow next to it without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said.
Yeah, see, that's not right either. But okay.
Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true.
Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me? Is it? What can I do for you, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. Just stabs the guy. Stabbed the poor man after he collapsed onto the floor. The coachman said so.
Now, don't move! Take a look at these 2 jurors.
That wasn't where I was going to go with this line of logic, but this works too.
He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor.
Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions. Oh, I get it.
Somehow
now.
I didn't even catch that she was implying that he fell on the floor first. I thought it was contradictory the way that they were speaking about the defendant's character, you know?
Yeah, it did seem like that. What?
Oh, well, bless my stitches. What a muddle.
What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh.
But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet, but what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies.
Hell yeah, Grandma.
Yeah, I love the fact. I just love the image of Grandma with the fucking fire.
Yeah.
It's really good. The scales.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, Grandma's lit.
Right! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I want you get out listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious ancient sorcerer using magic on us all.
Really?
I'm the only southern one here.
I mean, it works. It fits. It fits.
If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this?
Answer me this, Doc Jinx. Yeah, that's your magic name. Yeah, got your ass. Yeah, get fucked, idiot. You ain't ready for this shit.
Huh? Me?
What exactly is the problem? What of it if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of the events?
I can't even be, because, like, this is honestly kind of tame compared to how things were. Jesus Christ.
What of it?
Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sitting next to him on the omnibus. Yeah, young Danny saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then the Shylock stabbed him again. A double stab.
Yeah, the notorious two-stab.
Yeah, two stabs. And this old lady saw him do it. She saw it happen too, fuck it. Yeah, well, what's to say it didn't happen like that, huh?
I don't know, let's check the autopsy report.
Stabbed once in the
It's a tale as old as time.
Yeah, you bitch, you can't think. Yeah, best body's your ass, dumbass.
Who you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you.
Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you. I wouldn't fuck with Grandma.
Two people just threatened to murder that guy. They're ready to kill each other now. But could the foreman of the jury be right? No. Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime?
No shot.
Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman.
What is it, you doc? Come on, not with it.
What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question.
Can we get this guy out of here? Just replace it with another juror, please.
He's Southern.
What are you talking about, man? How could you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job? My job to be racist. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So, where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. Check out this animation. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. Did you say that's out of the question? Show me some proof.
Okay.
It looks like the only way I'm gonna convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish.
I mean, he can still dismiss it. You'd be amazed at what racist people can do.
That's how Southern this guy is.
What?
You can just put hard fucking facts in front of them and they'll be like, yeah, that shit's rigged. Like,
I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. As proven by...
I mean, you immediately could just be like, the Asian guy tampered with it. That's what they all do in the East. They tamper with stuff. I'm a racist.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once.
Only once?
It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time.
And it sure doesn't look like he was stabbed in the side, is all I'm saying.
Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen 2 different times. Got your ass. Alright, I concede defeat.
Okay. We did it.
Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leading to not guilty.
We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won.
Fuck that guy.
This summation examination, the case is still going on.
What you playing at, you dandy fool?
Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me.
We had a consensus.
I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head.
That's so not sanitary, guy. Please don't do that.
Please tell me he's a barber.
Well,
Is
in a
he?
quite remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jurors for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue.
Well, alrighty then. Stop licking the knife. Stop it.
I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, Lord Van Zinks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please.
Understandable. No, that's a waste of good wine.
Having savored the rich aroma of the karma and contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Yeah, it's making a mess, and also you wasted good wine.
Lord Van Zinks.
Is it cold in here, or is it just me? As your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination.
Good. That's a good rule.
So I honored a deathly silence and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury.
This fucking guy.
Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, and why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle.
Get ready for the next battle.
Bring forth the witnesses once more.
Which is perfect. Perfect timing.
It'll probably be like the actual official...
Oh, is it about to do the thing?
It's probably going to be a to be continued soon. Witnesses.
It feels like it.
I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure.
Oh, yes, sir. I did, sir.
Of course I heard it.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard it.
You, sir, on the end. The coachman, I believe it's Beppo. Yes, sir, my lord, sir. If it transpires that in your previous testimony, You are attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus.
What if my man Beppo was threatened?
You will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir. Mio Dio, oh. Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. I didn't know Beppo was so Italian. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination.
It's either to be continued or it's just a start of the cross-examination.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
So we should stop it here so that the start of the cross-examination is the start of the next stream.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So that you are not confused.
It sucks that if we're about to hit a to be continued right after this.
We probably are, but
because it feels close. However,
you have to work.
I do have to work.
So yeah.
So I gotta get ready for work.
Yeah. So we have to stop it here.
Yeah.
Well, we did an almost 4-hour stream.
Oh shit! Yeah, we did. That fucking flew by.
Yeah, that was great.
But yeah, and we made progress. We didn't get too lost in the
we
sauce
got
this
pretty far
time.
into the case.
And of course, Curly's not in chat.
No,
in chat.
Curly will never believe it.
Damn it!
Curly will never believe it.
We can make progress. I swear. We only got a little sidetracked this time. So yeah, I'm gonna miss the bailiffs too.
I miss the bailiffs.
I already missed them. They'll be back. Don't worry. So yeah, we'll be back next week, and
we're gonna be back next week with British.
Anyway, take care of yourself.
Have yourself a good night in Britishville.
Take your medication and drink water.
Yeah, make sure you drink your water.
Get lots of sleep, Have a pint on me. See you guys.
Take a lager.
See you guys next week. Same time, same place. Yeah, probably.
Hopefully.
Most likely. Keep an eye on Twitter and Discord if you want to know for sure, because we're real bad at the schedule thing. And have a good night. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.